Yo, happy Wednesday, everybody. What's up, Jerrick here again. Sorry I wasn't here last week, but today I'm going to go over everyone's favorite deck, maybe. That's obviously sarcasm, but we're going over some good old Snorlax today. I know it's not everyone's favorite deck to play against, I get it, but if you don't know what it does, obviously it's the Snorlax stall deck. Start of the show is going to be Snorlax with the block ability, that way opponents can't retreat. And then most of the list is pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Both the Mimikyu and the Cornerstone Ogerpon are just other walls that we can add to play into. So, Raging Bolt can still hit through this, so you don't want to bench like in that matchup. The Mimikyu should be able to save you there, but against Regidrago, that's gaining insane popularity. This is a pretty good wall into that deck too. But most of the list is pretty basic. Nothing changed really. The only thing that changed from the last time I played Snorlax was there's a couple new cards from Twilight Masquerade. So Accompanying Flute, which is huge. Before, Erica's was the hope to grab the Pokemon out of your opponent's hand, rip it down onto the bench, then bring it active. But now with Accompanying Flute, we can look at the top 5 cards of our opponent's deck and put any number of base Pokemon we find there onto the bench. So it makes it a lot easier for us to actually get some of their unwanted Pokemon into play. That way we can block them active. But besides that, the only other addition is going to be the addition of Handheld Fan. This is really good too, because you could move around your opponent's energy to where you want it. You can kind of manipulate it onto maybe, say, non-attacking Pokemon, or move their important energy off their attacking Pokemon into something else. It's got a lot of cool uses. We'll hopefully get into some of those uses here today. But like I said, most of the list is pretty standard, so let's definitely just get into some games and we'll go from there. I think I know Shrouded Fable is right on the horizon, so it'll be live, I think, on PTCGL tomorrow. So that'll be good for like Worlds format and Worlds testing. At least people can now test online if need be. But one of the cool things is I don't think Snorlax changes too much once Shrouded Fable releases. The only thing is the deck, depending on how decks are built, may no longer be viable because of the Petron DX. Like, they can tech that into Charizard. They have infinite retreating options now, or switching options, I should say. It's like a It basically gives your dark Pokemon like a Russian ability from the Keldeo EX from good old days past. Anyways, yeah, let's just get into some games. And let's see what Snorlax can do. Like I said, I personally like playing Snorlax when the meta calls for it. I know it's not everybody's favorite deck to play against, but either way, it is still a win condition in the Pokemon TCG, so there are going to be people that play stall decks and control decks, and I think we have to be able to learn to exist in a meta with them and learn how to play around those types of decks. Give me a second here. We're going to pick heads. With Snorlax, I'm typically going second. I like the potential of using Arven turn 1 to grab like Nest Ball, Force Seal Stone for a Rotom. That way I can instant charge immediately, draw 3. I'll have the Force Seal Stone in case I'm missing a Snorlax or another Pokemon. We're going to mulligan this hand away though. It looks like not the best. So we'll wait for our opponent to put their Pokemon in play, and then we'll be able to do ours. Let's see here. Okay, so we're starting Pidgeot V. Not the desired starter for us, but this is pretty simple. We can just attach Retreat into hopefully a Snorlax, and then we can just Vanishing Wings and put it back into the deck. So our opponent instant conceded. They started Manaphy. I assume they saw the Pidgeot V and knew they were playing against Snorlax. So immediately we're like, nope, never mind. I started Manaphy. I have no way to pick it up, or only have one way to pick it up with like one Turo in the deck, or maybe one switch option, and they didn't want to play through it. So let's try to get a real game in now. Let's see. It'd be cool to play against like a Regidrago. That way you guys can kind of see how that matchup kind of goes, because they do have Legacy Star, which is really good. They can reuse things like Prime Catcher or Switch if they play it, Turo, a Palpad. There's a lot of options kind of for them to kind of stay alive and move their Pokemon in and out of the active spot. But it's still not the worst matchup for us. Like I said, the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon definitely puts in a lot of work into that matchup if they aren't not playing a Shred Attacker, which most lists now are not. So, okay. Looks like we are going to lead the Cornerstone. And now we can find out what we're playing against. Let's see. Okay. Is it a mirror match? I hope not, because if my opponent gives us the thumbs up. Okay. Our opponent's playing down to Sandy Shock, so it's definitely Raging Bolt. They're playing Raging Bolt with... This is probably like their tech for the Regidrago matchup. Which I don't know if they need it necessarily. I don't think that matchup's too hard for them to begin with. They can easily string Okos onto like Regidrago Vs and V-Stars, and the Regidrago player will have to respond by consistently setting up attackers. It's not the easiest thing to do on back-to-back-to-back-to-back turns, but let's see what we get here. Okay. So, this is in immediate danger from that, but we do have an Arven, so we can get a Rotom down and a Snorlax down this turn, but this will probably be KO'd, and I don't want it to be, but I don't think we have a choice. This might help it survive. So Rotom's there, Lax is there. Sorry, just doing a prize check really quickly. Okay, looks like we're okay. We have the Rod. We don't have the Palpad. Okay. So we should be okay. We have the Force Seal Stone in hand, which is fine. I don't want to burn it right now for Snorlax, but looks like I may have to. And then when this survives, we can penny it up next turn. So I think we're okay for now. We should be okay for now. Then the reason I didn't grab a Nest Ball off the Force Seal Stone, I'm saving those Nest Balls as possible draws and outs. So when I draw into them later in the game, I can find more Pokemon. Yeah, but we'll go ahead and just instant charge, and then it is on our opponent from there. Familiar block backs, I love it. When I played this deck to locals, I wasn't sure how it would be in the current meta. Well, Pre-Shrouded Fable, I think it's actually pretty good, pretty strong. I recently wrote an article about it last week, or 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, on playing it currently into locals. Seems to be pretty strong play into like cups and challenges. The biggest factor is going to be time in best of ones, but with the new release of Shrouded Fable, all of that might change. Again, we'll have to see how the format really shapes up. How many Zard lists are going to play the Petron EX, things like that. So, for now, I think it's really strong. I think it's definitely viable. Alright. So, do have another Snorlax. I'm going to penny this up, and then we're going to move the fighting energy over here to the... Actually, we're going to move it to the Squawk. That seems like a much better option for us. The good thing is, this doesn't hit for weakness, thankfully, unless they use Power Gem. If they do, they won't one-shot us anyway, so it's not a big deal. We go ahead and mention the Snorlax. We'll keep the Heroescape just in case they play a Lost Vacuum. We don't need it right now. Then we'll just instant charge on turn. Draw 3. So this is more relaxing for us in terms of we don't need to consistently set up attackers, worry about attackers. The skill in the deck is going to come into decision making, managing your resources, when to bring something up, when to let your opponent take a KO, things like that. So as of now, okay, they burned a switch card. That's both in the discard pile. Most lists generally only play 2, so that should be their only 2 switching options besides the Prime Catcher. So I'd love to play Misfortune Sisters. I would love to play an Eerie, but we unfortunately don't have either of those at our disposal at the moment. And now the Snorlax is going to be KO'd, which is fine, because now we have counter catchers live, and we're okay. Nothing too crazy here. Because of this, we can't safely just wall behind the Mimikyu. This will KO our Mimikyu in 1 shot, 2 shots if we have a tool attached. So that's not a viable option for us currently. But like I said, it's okay. The knockout there isn't too bad. Counter catcher's live. We have the Heroescape. Okay, now would be a good time to find an Eerie or Misfortune Sisters. Misfortune Sisters is perfect. Go ahead and play it. Oh, and we hit the Prime Catcher. Huge. And we hit a Retrieval. It's actually big for us. Now I can bring up good old Squawk. We can Heroescape here. Then we will just instant charge and end the turn. Hitting that Prime Catcher was huge, actually, guys, because with both the switch cards down and now the Prime Catcher, they have no way to recycle these unless they're playing Silene, which I doubt it. So we are actually in pretty good shape right now, I would say. Again, I know things happen and things change throughout the game, but right now we're in pretty good shape, in my opinion. And even if the Squawk ability starts to focus for 20, we effectively have more than enough turns to penny loop and find our resources. So, again, we're not in a big rush. There's nothing really threatening us pretty badly, right? Okay, Pokemon catcher, so our opponent plays catchers. So they have to play more than 1, right? There's no way you only play 1 catcher. That's pretty bad, though, because we're going to lose Rotom. Our opponent's going to go down to 2 prizes. I was actually going to penny up Rotom this turn to take it off the board, but looks like I was not able to, so our opponent's going to take another easy 2 prize cards here. We'll go down to 3. Sorry, I think I said 2 on accident. They're going to go down to 3. Again, nothing too bad. Nothing too crazy. We're okay. We have counter catcher still, so we'll do the same thing. We'll re-bring up the Squawk. We will not be able to instant charge. I also want to play an Eerie. They do have a 10-card hand. They have 19 cards in deck. And then we did hit a couple things. Like I said, we hit the Prime Catcher. They use both switch cards. But knowledge is extremely important in a matchup like this. Okay, so it looks like they're not going to get the KO. Which honestly I think is a big, big mistake from our opponent. If they were going to use a resource like a switch card, Prime Catcher, Boss's Orders, Pokemon Catcher, anything that will allow them to manually retreat like that, I think you need to pair that with a KO. And the fact that they didn't pair it with a KO is not good for them. Great for us. Not so great for them. Like I said, I'm not going to play any of these. I'm going to save this Pokegear for when I need to find a specific supporter. Right now I have the supporters I need for the ensuing turns. I want to play an Eerie. I will probably have to penny something. Again, if they have another way to switch. I have Arvin to search for what I need. And then if all else fails and I need something else, we have Pokegear. So, honestly feeling pretty good. Not really worried about too much. My honest opinion that this matchup is pretty much over. Unless they're playing something I'm not thinking of. I mean, a canceling clone could help them retreat once, but it's like, what could they really do? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so they did put a bunch of things to the bottom of the deck, so I don't think I want a Eerie just yet. I do want to have this ready in case we need it. Just going to pass it over to our opponent. Their bench is full, so we can't use Accompanying Flute, but they're just fine because Squawkabilly came down in turn 1, so at least we do have a target to strand. Okay, so they do play a Lost Vacuum. So we could have used Pokegear and then played an Eerie, but that should be their one Vacuum. So let's see, one Vacuum, they went through 2 Retrievals, Prime Catcher's gone, thankfully we hit that. They have 2 switch cards. I think we're in good shape. I don't think we have anything to really worry about still. And if they motivate for 20, what we're going to do, precautionary measure, handheld fan here, and we'll keep moving the energy to their bench. Now would be a good time to hit an Eerie. That is not an Eerie. Just to kind of see what they have in hand still. We got 60 cards in deck. Okay, there's Eerie. That's perfect. We have 2 pennies and Misfortune Sisters gone. Okay. So they have a Judge in hand. Okay. Again, we can't bring down the Greninja. So knowing they have a Judge in hand, we are probably going to lose the contents of our hand. But I don't think there's anything else we need to do, so I'm just going to pass it back right over to my opponent. I don't think I need to bench anything. I don't think I need to do anything else. Nicholas Fans said my favorite deck. Hey! Glad we could showcase your favorite deck. Hopefully it doesn't change too much with the release of the new set. And hopefully, yeah, so they did play the Judge. Hopefully it doesn't change much with the new set, and hopefully it's still viable, hopefully still playable. That way you're still able to enjoy your good old favorite deck. And then we're okay with this. Like I said, we can just keep throwing this to the bench. Now, I know our opponent can discard these energies later with Bellowing Thunder, but it's okay. We don't need to do this right now. We will play an Arvin, because there are other supporters I want. Hopefully we can hit into them with the Pokegear. And if we don't, that is just fine. I'm saving the Pokegear for next turn because we played a supporter this turn. So next turn we'll Pokegear, hopefully find a Misfortune Sisters. The reason I saved it for next turn is we're going to top deck a card, and then we're going to play the Pokegear, so we'd effectively see 8 straight cards. Whereas if we played Pokegear last turn, we would see 7 cards, shuffle the deck, and then draw an 8th card, but it could potentially be one of the cards that we shuffle back into the deck. Misfortune Sisters would be great. That's really what I'm looking for. Let's see if we can get there. Oh, perfect. We did get there. Familiars. Defiance Vest, ever worth it in the deck, or is Sand just better? Defiance Vest is good too. I just made space for 3 fans, but you can play 2 fan and 1 Defiance Vest. Defiance Vest is really good. also into certain situations. This is one of them. They'd consistently be hitting for 0. So, alright, so they have left. They have a Sandy Shocks. We know they have 1 Pokestop, at least another Sodden Energy. Okay. Again, no big deal. Just pass back to our opponent. Eventually, when they get down to 2 cards in deck, we already have the Penny. Hopefully, we naturally draw into the Fire Energy. Bench this. Penny up whatever's damaging the active. And then use good old Jealously Singe. Discard 2. Then we'll move this back to the bench again. And like I said, we're okay to survive here for a couple turns. We're really not pressured too hard by our opponent at the moment. So we just go ahead and just pass back to them. I don't want to bench Rotom. I don't want to Nest Ball for another Pokemon like a Mimikyu. I don't want to bench Chi-Yu, because then Boss's Orders is now a switch card for our opponent, because they could then attach and retreat to the with the Squawk ability if they boss up or Pokemon Catcher up, anything else that I bench. So having 2 Snorlax in play right now is perfectly fine. I think we're good. I don't think we need anything else. Could potentially get a 3rd one, but again, knowing our opponent plays Judge, I want to save this as a potential out for Chi-Yu on the turn we need it. So I'm okay with not benching anything. Now, if they come up out of nowhere, play a 3rd switch card, and pressure us again, then of course we'll Nest Ball, grab another Snorlax. But for now, we're perfectly fine doing this. So that's the energy. Vessel gets us the energy. We already have Chi-Yu, we already have Penny. So once this number right here hits 2, we'll be able to Jealously Singe our opponent for the game. And now we have Counter Catcher. If they are able to switch, take a KO on our Snorlax, we'd promote, grab another Snorlax, Counter Catcher, bring Squawk ability right back up to the active, do the same thing all over again. Andrew, is that DJ Gumila of Shuffle Squad? I guess it is. I guess it is. Alright, so they got rid of our handheld fan. They play 2 vacuums. It's crazy. That's fine. I'm just going to burn this. We already know it's prized. That way we don't have to... We don't have an extra card that we want to draw. I'm debating not even taking the Mimikyu, but like it could be good in a pinch. Maybe we will. And that's fine. All they do is make room for our Bravery Charm. Pass right back. Like I said, once this number hits 2, we have everything we need to Jealously Singe and win the game. Now, I assume another Iona or another Judge is going to come down before that happens. So we will wait patiently and then go from there. Andrew, welcome to the Pound on Street. You're always seen. All of you are always seen. Don't worry. If you're ever feeling unseen, just know that I see you guys. We'll just pass right back. Like I said, once this number hits 2, if our opponent doesn't play Judge or Iona, we just win the following turn. I assume, though, this is where they're going to play something to shuffle back into the deck. I could be wrong. We'll see. Okay. So there's no way for them to shuffle anything back into the deck. We just win the game with Chi-Yu, Jealousy Singe, and GG's for our opponent there. Let's make sure the fire's in there. Here comes good old Chi-Yu. Do this. Penny up the heavily damaged Snorlax, and then Jealousy Singe for game. So, like I said, this matchup pretty easy for Snorlax. There's not too much to it. Pretty favorable for Blacklax, in my opinion. So I was never worried once I saw our opponent for the Raging Bolt, and then they put the Squawk down turn 1. I was like, okay, we'll have a constant target all game. Should be good. Let's get into another one. Let's see if we could get into some of our trickier matchups. Now, I'm not tech for Lugia at all, so if we do hit Lugia, I mean, GG's. We just concede because we are definitely going to lose that game. The reason I'm not tech for Lugia, sure, you could play a heavy Temple of Sinnoh count. Yes, you can play Enhanced Hammer, but even with all of that, I feel at best the correct techs bring Lugia to a 50-50. And I would rather not cards I need for other matchups or consistency cards just to make my worst matchup at best a 50-50. Because even with those, like, even with, say, 4 Temple of Sinnoh, 2 to 3 Enhanced Hammer, Lugia can and probably will still beat you. So, my opinion is to not tech for it at all. If I hit it, I take the L, but keep my deck consistent enough and strong enough against the other matchups that I want it to be good against. So, again, unless someone figures out a different way where we can make Lugia a little bit better of a matchup, like I just don't think it's worth 4 to 5, even 3 to 5 card slots to just make another matchup potentially 50-50, 60-40 at best. Instead, I'd much rather just take out Lugia if we see it, and then move on to the next one. Oh, if there's an echo, I will fix it, yo. Let's see if I can find out where it's coming from. Alright, let me know now if that echo changed there. There shouldn't be. Let me know though if you guys hear it now. Let me just adjust in settings here. Should be fine now. There should be an echo now. It's still there. This is muted. Yeah, familiar. So the stream's open on the other tab, that way I could access the comment box, but I have that muted. I'll go into that and fix that in a second here. Let me make sure that it's not going. Okay. 3 cards in hand. Let me just finish this turn. We don't want to air because let's see what's prized. This could help us potentially. Ooh, we have the Hero's Cape prize. That kind of hurts. And the Silene, but that's okay. I mean, we can get around it. Hopefully, we find an Arvin here. We do. Good for us. So we are going to lose that Snorlax, unfortunately, but we will have one ready to go after. And until our opponent shows Sandy Shocks, I'm going to threaten that with Mimikyu. Okay, I want to see if I can figure that thing out here with the mic. So this is muted. That's gone. That's muted. That's muted. How about now? There shouldn't be one there now. But if there is, let me know. That way I can keep fixing it. Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. And then as long as you can still hear me clearly and soundly, it should be fine. Then everything should be good to go. I really didn't do anything. I hit mute my mic, and then I unmuted my mic. But if that seemed to work, I don't know, maybe it was just the mic was buggy, maybe a cable was loose or something else, because I still have all the same sources open. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, I hit mute then unmute, so maybe that's the fix all button for everything. But thank you guys for that. Let's get back in to good old Snorlax. So, like I said, I know it's not everybody's favorite deck to play against, and I get it. I understand. But it's still a viable win condition in Pokemon TCG. Stall decks, control decks. They have been around in card games and any card game for the longest time. It's been around in Pokemon for the longest time. So I think it's a fine and viable mechanic. And we have more than enough tools in the current meta to adapt to like stall and control decks. Stall and control decks in general take up a smaller portion of the meta, so if you don't tech for them in your deck, it's also perfectly fine. Okay, now might be a good time to air because our opponent just burst roared. Let's see, they played 2 Pokemon catchers already. Yeah, it might be a good time to bring something else active. Ah, an empty Raging Bolt. They will have a boss's orders though, so they... Okay, they don't have a Sada, but they do have 2 Pokegear, so more than likely they find one. We'll Nest Ball, grab another Snorlax, and then we'll just instant charge. But yeah, like I said, if you were really that worried about it, there's definitely ways you can tech your deck to make sure you beat the matchup, but I don't think decks need to do that in general at all. Like I said, it's a really small part of the meta, so it's fine. And then there's other decks that have been around or that have like dominated metagames, like Seismitoad, EX, and Quaking Punch, for example. I know it was just item lock, but it was absolutely devastating. That was still essentially a control deck. Think of like Toad Garb, like that's essentially a control deck, right? Those control decks, I guess, were more, I don't know if I could say more widely accepted, because I know there's a lot of hate on those decks too, but I mean, they've always been around. So it is what it is. We know our opponent has a fighting energy in hand, so we definitely want to move this Rotom out of the active spot if we can. That's not a penny. That's a penny. Now we can also use Vessel with an Arven and like attach a treat with a fire energy, but I don't think we need to do that, to be honest. I think this is fine. Then if our opponent has boss's orders, bring this up, which we know they have boss's orders in hand. Does this ever make the math matter? 240. Yeah, it does. They would need to get rid of 4 energy. I'm okay with them taking a knockout here on the Rotom. That way we can activate our counter catcher and start stranding things in the active spot. Not a big deal to me. So here they're going to swing. This tells me maybe they play Canceling Clone. I know they have the boss's orders in hand. Are they going to use it right now and knock out the Rotom? Probably. If I had to guess. We'll see, though. They are taking a second, so they might be thinking through their options. Though I would like to play Misfortune Sisters within the next 2 turns. Try to hit, like, the switches, switch carts, whichever. It should be switch cart. And maybe get lucky again and hit the Prime Catcher. But yeah, like I said, they're probably going to cash in on the boss's orders right now. Knock out the Rotom. Cool, no big deal. That's fine with me. There's 2 in the discard pile. They do play a Pal Pad, so they could get those back. But hopefully, at that point in the game, we'll be more than established with what we need to do here. Just thinking if I want to play a Flute. I mean, we could hit a Squawk off the Flute, right? So, we could hit Greninja off the Flute. I'll probably gear first. Just see if we could find... Do I want a Misfortune Sisters first, though? Okay, it doesn't matter because we don't find Misfortune Sisters to begin with. So we will play Flute. Okay, so we would hit a switch card there. And a Superior, and a Vessel, and Attracting Shields, which would have been huge. Let's try again. Ooh, Flutter Mane doesn't help us because of its ability, it can retreat whenever it wants. If we put the Teal Mask Overpon into play, they'll have 3, so I'm just trying to count the grass energies. Would it ever matter? No, I think I'd rather save that spot for something else. So let's see what's in hand first. Okay, Retrieval. Getting rid of your Pal Pad for sure. I don't mind if they have their Pokegear. So their hand's going to be triple Pokegear and a Nest Ball. No big deal. Fine with me. And we'll just pass it over back to our opponent. Now, this matchup is a little bit trickier than the last one. I know it's the same deck, but last game, our opponent opted to put Squawk down turn 1. So there's always something we could strand in the active. As of right now, there's nothing too great for us to strand into the active spot besides like Teal Mask before they power it up and can start attacking with it. But I would like to find the Greninja. I would like to find Squawkabilly. Something else to put on the bench that can't attack, essentially, right? Kind of like the Squawkabilly, I know could motivate, but... Okay, so they're going to fill their bench, it looks like. Maybe we should have put the Teal Mask down knowing they played Flutter Mane, because I saw the Flutter Mane. Yeah. So maybe that was a little slight mistake on my... It could have been my part. Familiar. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. I saw the Flutter Mane, and I was like, that should just be a checkmated board with Mimikyu. Unless they play, like, Canceling Clone, which, like, they could. So, it'd be kind of scary to sit behind a lone Mimikyu. But now, Flutter Mane's in play. So they can get through the Mimikyu. Flutter Mane can always retreat. But that's okay. I just made the matchup a little bit harder for us. Which is fine, because last game was a little too easy, right? So, gotta have it challenging at least a little bit. Pokegear probably into Asada. So Flutter Mane should be up and ready to attack here soon. That's fine. Prizing the Hero's Cape really hurt here, but with a Bravery Charm, we should be okay. We can get out of the deck with Arven this next turn. They can retreat this if they really wanted to for 3. We know they have Switch cards still in deck because we're not able to hit any. So right now, this could be troubling, but right now I still think we're okay. We're still okay. We're fine. I think. No, we're actually okay. It's not a big deal. We're fine. We're fine. I think, for the most part, though, that definitely was a misplay on my part. When we failed the flute, when we hit a Teal Mask Ogerpon, I definitely should have put it into play. I think I got a little overzealous, hoping to hit like a Greninja or Squawkabilly, when having that Teal Mask in play definitely would be huge, knowing they play the Flutter Mane, because then this could never come down into play now. But that's fine. No big deal. What do we bring up? Another Teal Mask, maybe? Could be fine. Oh, they play the Superior still in deck, so it's like, I don't really want to bring up a Teal Mask Ogerpon just yet. We definitely want to Brave Charm this, though. Then we can just make them spread their energies. I think we're okay still. I don't think we have too much to worry about, really, still. Can't believe we haven't hit a Misfortune Sisters yet, though. And we burned all our gear, so we kind of just have to naturally draw into it. But I think we're okay right now. Obviously, our opponent still has a couple Iono, maybe Judge, after the last game. So we shall see what they do here. So they're doing another Teal Dance. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... So that's 7 grass allotted for, like counted for, okay. They're obviously going to wait for a boss's orders to KO a Snorlax with this, but like when that happens, as long as we're prepared to counter catcher and bring up something else that can attack, not the Flutter Mane obviously, that was like my mistake. I should have definitely used the flute to put the Teal Mask Ogerpon in play. That may have been a big mistake. Alright, so looks like they don't do anything yet that turn. Really want to save the penny. I wish we had a better supporter. Like, Arven's not really doing anything for us this turn. I guess I should be ready. I should be ready just in case. So the only option for them to hit the Mimikyu is going to be the Flutter Mane, unless they find their Lost Vacuum. We should be okay. I don't know, the last one we played against those guys, they played 2 Lost Vacuums, so if for some reason that became the norm or the standard in Raging Bolt, then we might have a little bit to worry about. Because then they'll probably find the Vac and they'll easily take it off the Mimikyu and KO us with Flutter Mane. Let's see here. I know Sada will attach there. Okay, so if they find another one of their switch carts, which they do have one more, they will be able to poke us with Flutter Mane. They don't get the KO. Right? They don't get the KO, which is fine. So we could always penny the Mimikyu. But see, it's... part of me, like, doesn't want to penny Mimikyu. Let me just think really quick. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'll think out loud. That way you guys can go through with, like, see what I'm going through. If I penny up the Mimikyu and go into Snorlax, Flutter Mane can retreat, obviously. And then they... Oko Snorlax with, like, a Raging Bolt. Here with the Flutter Mane, if I don't penny Mimikyu, I can oh, Jamming Tower. Okay. I was gonna say, could counter catch or something else active, like, and get it stuck there. Like, this has no energy on it now, which is, like, huge. They're down 3 Sada, they're down the Pal Pad, and one of the switch carts. So, we should be okay to stick one of these. Okay. See, like, I want to ride Mimikyu back in. But not... Oh. No, I kind of misplayed a little bit. I should definitely use the boss, like the raw boss, to bring this up. Save counter catcher. That way I could Pal Pad boss back in. Because now there might be a turn I need a Gust and Penny at the same time. And I can't boss and Penny at the same time. So, like... yeah, maybe I should have. But I think we're okay. We should be fine. They have 1 Sada left. And that's all 3 of their fighting accounted for. All 3 of their lightning energy are accounted for. So, a Superior would be good, which we know they have, because we haven't been able to get rid of it. Haven't been able to play Eerie or Misfortune Sisters at the rate I wanted to this game. But our opponent still has 3 prizes left to take, so we're okay right now. There's the Superior. We couldn't rip it from their hand because we can't find an Eerie. Couldn't rip it from the deck because we can't find a Misfortune Sisters for some odd reason. So, this will be at least 1 Teal Dance. Attach here, they could pass. And the next turn, they for sure have an attack with the Raging Bolt. What they should do is attach the Lightning Energy. That way, either one of these need a Fighting Energy. So if I boss next turn, my opponent can just attach the Fighting Energy and swing on us. But, yeah, attach the Lightning, which is good. That's what I would have done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7th Grass coming on the board now. So we could still boss his orders here. And try to stick that for a turn. And then if they do swing into us and KO us, this is another instance where the handheld fan comes in handy, because then we can move that grass energy to like the Flutter Mane or something. That way maybe Teal Mask can attack again. But we have to get rid of this Jamming Tower. We're going to need to find our Artisan. Which we don't have a Rotom in play. We're kind of just living off the top deck right now. I know our hand's huge, but it's kind of full of things we don't really need and full of things we don't really want at the moment. So let me think here. They attach the fighting and for sure KO us if I leave that there. So we definitely cannot leave that there. I think we can put Mimikyu back down. Not right now. But I can definitely Super Rod, put Mimikyu back into the deck, Nest Ball for it. That way when they inevitably take this knockout on Snorlax with their last switch cart, we can immediately pivot into Mimikyu. And should be okay for a couple turns. But they have 9 cards in deck, 8 in hand. I'd love to hit an Eerie here. I just have a feeling Prime Catcher's in their hand. If not, I'd like to hit the Misfortune Sisters. We're going to see just over half their deck. If it still is in the deck, odds are pretty highly likely that we hit it. Thing is, we just need to actually find a Misfortune Sisters or an Eerie. You know, either one. I'll be happy with either one. We've been struggling all game, though, to find it. I can't believe we burned through all 4 Pokegear already, but we had to. It is what it is. We kind of just got to go from here and see what our opponent can do. Okay. Alright, so they didn't attach an energy that turn, which is good. Like, that's good news. Unfortunately, there's nothing we're going to really do this turn either. Like, we could Penny and nullify the 20 damage, but in the grand scheme of things, it does nothing. Because if one of these come into the active anyway, they Oko the Snorlax. If this does have 3 energies on it, it hits for 120 anyway, so we'd still survive. Like, the 20 damage at this point is irrelevant. Okay. So, another Trekking Shoes. I mean, this is, like, semi-good for us, because we have Nest Ball, Penny again, and the Fire Energy. So we can just go right into Chi-Yu and mill our opponent if they get down to 2. Let's see. They should have one more retrieval left, though, I think. Okay, so the Iono finally comes down. Okay, so the cards in their hand now are going to be the rest of their deck that they didn't draw, pretty much. And at least we have an Eerie, but now their hand's, like, really small. So the thing is, like... Oh, there's a switch cart. I was going to say, if we didn't rip Prime Catcher before, it could be in hand now. But, like... Here's the thing, right? They just get rid of all the energy on the bench here. Keep the energy on the active, and then they should get rid of 2 energy here. That way Handheld Fan does nothing. Because if they keep both energies here, just because I know they have another fighting energy in deck, these are all 3 of the lightnings. Most lists only play 3 lightning energy, so that's why when you play something like Lax or Control, it's really important to know stuff like energy counts, because then we can just move this lightning somewhere else. But, of course, we can't bump this jamming tower that has not been kind to us. This is crazy. This is like a combo we need later. And I think I'm going to have to just Iono it all at the bottom of the deck. We need to hit a counter catcher here. Like, we have to hit a counter catcher. If we don't, things are going to be, like, pretty dicey. Okay, we did hit one and we have a Misfortune Sisters now. So we can do this again, bring up Teal Mask. But now an energy retrieval could help get them these 2 grass out of the discard pile. If they do, they do. We didn't really draw the best. They got to Rotom pretty early, which I guess I should have expected. I probably should have planned around that a little. Another Trekking Shoes? Jeez, have you played all 4 already? 3? Yeah, that's the 4th one. Okay, so they kept that card. If they don't attack this turn, we do have Misfortune Sisters to rip through basically the rest of their deck, so we can see at least what's in our opponent's deck, and then we can kind of make a game plan for it. So a lot of times, too, cards like Misfortune Sisters, cards like Eerie are really good because you get information, right? You can get information out of your opponent's hand, you can get information about the deck. So even if you're not discarding items, you at least get information to the resources they have left, and then you can effectively plan what you want to do on your turns following that. Okay, so we definitely want to get rid of the Retrieval. Greninja's fine. So maybe... Yeah, that one turn, though, I am regretting off the Flute, not just benching a Teal Mask. I'm going to get rid of these. It just gets them closer to decking out, which is what I want to do to beat them anyways. And Gear and Vessel might help them. I don't know what else is at the bottom of their deck. But there are times when you play Misfortune Sisters, you don't want to get rid of dead cards. So, like, let's say my opponent still had 40 cards in deck. And say they have, like, a Nest Ball, but their bench is full. The Hisuian Heavy Ball, right? Things like that that aren't going to necessarily help them in the matchup. I'm okay with leaving them in the deck because that's more dead cards for them to draw into. But when my opponent was only at 6 cards left in the deck, getting rid of 2 to, like, prep for the Jealously Singe, getting them down to 2 quicker seemed to be a little more beneficial for me. But we're probably not going to get that off unless we... Oh, we can actually. We have Switch Card, Fire Energy, Arven, Nest Ball for Chi-Yu. So next turn, we can indeed pull it off. don't think I'm going to Yell's Chair anything back in. Will they play another Disruption Supporter? They probably will. So, I do want a Misfortune Sisters in there. I do want a Boss's Orders. And I think an Arven just as an out to Vessel. Again, the reason... the only reason I did that is because if they do play Disruption Supporter, at least I could hit things I want to. And then if they don't play Disruption Supporter, I have Arven for Nest Ball, Switch Cart, and the Fire Energy anyway. So, like, when they're at 2, if they don't disrupt us, we win regardless. All I did with Team Yell's Cheer was like, okay, so our opponent's going to deck themselves out, it looks like. I guess go out on your own terms, right? Never feel ashamed of going out on your own terms. It's honorable. Our opponent said, you're not going to deck me out. I'm going to deck myself out. Unless we're missing, like, Super Rod or a Pal Pad. But there's the Pal Pad. When they play second. I doubt there's a second Pal Pad. I don't think our opponent has any way to shuffle now. Yeah, so we just pass back to them. Cool. And then our opponent's effectively at 0 cards. So when they try to draw for turn, they can't. And they lose the game. Awesome. So, 3-0 with Snorlax so far. The 2 Raging Bolt matchups and the bye, essentially. But I want to see a different deck. I want to see something a little more challenging. That way I can show it for you guys than like Raging Bolt. Because Raging, like I said earlier, Raging Bolt into Lax is like, it's extremely straightforward. It's pretty easy. They don't have a lot of good answers for you. You're pretty favored when you're playing Lax and a Raging Bolt. It's not a big deal. Alright, opponent. Let's hope this is another Raging Bolt deck. Let's hope it's literally anything else in the meta. I don't want to, like, just bore you guys with Raging Bolt matchup over and over and over again. So, hopefully, we hit something else here. We'll find out what that is. Let's see. Opponent's going first. That's good news for us. We have to go second. But what are they playing is the question. We don't find a basic. That hand was pretty good turn 1. We had the Heavy Ball, Double Nest Ball, and the Arven. Okay. We still have the Arven, so it's okay. We're going to lead Mimikyu. Mimikyu's not a terrible lead based on the deck's current format. Mimikyu can effectively work as a wall for a few turns. We're playing against Gardy, so Gardy is going to be one of the decks it does not work too well against. But, yeah, Gardy can be tricky depending on their Turo count and depending if they know how to play the matchup or not. So, this should be a good one. In theory, should be a good one. Because we will see... Alright, so Poffin double Ralts. It would be nice to get like a Manaphy or the Greninja onto the bench here. Just something that can attack. Because if they're able to fill their bench like they're doing right now with that second Poffin. Ooh, the Klefki. Now if they put down Flutter Mane, then it's going to be... Then it can be rough. But Arven might have to be the Heavy Ball if we prize the Rotom. Let's find it out really quickly. Okay, we do prize the Rotom, which is okay. Let's grab the Heavy Ball real quick for timer starts. Let's check out our supporters. Boss is there. Yell's Chair. Silene is there. Okay, all 4 Penny are in the deck. Really good. Okay, we have both of the Fire Energy. Got it. Now we can grab Rotom. Good old Rotom. We're not going to be able to deck our opponent because I was like, we prize Chi-Yu. But, that's okay. We can have our opponent deck out naturally. We won't be able to accelerate the process. But, if I don't grab Rotom here, our hand is kind of dead for the next, like, X amount of turns. I'm going to save the cape. We can potentially... Would they ever need it? No, the Brave Charm does not help on Mimikyu at the moment. So we'll just instant charge. It's okay. Our opponent more than likely this turn is going to use, like, TM Evolution anyways, and then evolve up into Curlias. Having that Klefki, though, is rather annoying. now that they have Klefki, if they bench Fluttermane plus Klefki before we get stranded on their Pokemon, it's like, oh, then it's rough. Because then theoretically, they would have enough energy, because Klefki and Fluttermane both retreat for 1. So every time they put it into the active, they can just Psychic Embrace the 1 to it and then retreat. We'll just see what they do. Okay, they're playing Iono. That's not the worst, though. Our hand wasn't the best. We had all our tools, but we didn't have anything. Okay. The Erica's and the Flute, so we do have a shot here. Oh, and the Fluttermane came down. I was hoping to hit something off the Erica's or the Flute before they could go Klefki Fluttermane. Because now with 7 Psychic Energies, they could put 2 on a Guardian and a Dark. T-Burst Ralts. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I don't think there's a way we win this game now, actually, guys. Our opponent theoretically should never be able to get stuck in the active now because the rest of their Pokemon are going to be able to attack here. If they just keep T-Burst Ralts in play, anytime we bring it up, they can keep doing that. So eventually we will be a step behind. And then even if they put a Gardevoir into play, I mean, I guess there's a world where Screamtail won't be doing enough damage. Like, maybe that works. Yeah, maybe that works. Hold on here. I'm trying to think. Their bench is full, so we're okay with just playing an Artisan to get another Lax. I don't even want, like, there's nothing I grab off Arvin that I need. I guess we could just grab another tool. Pokegear. Hopefully it helps us out. They don't play a Vacuum. Yeah, this is probably okay. Then again, the reason I'm not playing Pokegear this turn, I'm saving it for next turn. It's the same thing. We effectively see 8 cards as opposed to seeing 7 cards shuffling back in. Then our top deck for turn could potentially be a card we shuffled back in the deck, so we're not seeing 8 straight cards. Or we're not guaranteed to see 8 straight cards, I should say. Because you still could if you don't hit anything that you recently shuffled back into the deck. But this, saving it for the next turn, guarantees that we see 8 straight cards. And this is where it gets a little... Probably going to Klefki, no. Unless they have enough to start, like, Screamtailing the bench. Which, like, this is fine. So they'd have to put 4, meaning all their energy here. And we could keep it stuck on the Screamtail. Like, Gardevoir does play Turo. Sometimes they play 2. So we're going to have to work around getting around the Turo plays that could reset their energies. But until then, at least we have, like, Gust targets and the Gardevoir EX. The Ralts with no energy to force them to commit energy into other places. But again, like I said, once they're able to, like, Turo, they can reset all those energies back into the discard pile, and then we are in pain. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, this matchup's gonna be tough now because they were able to get both of these down. I was hoping, you know, we'd get to stick something else into play before they did that. Here's the thing, though. They just Screamtail and KO another Lax. So we're going to just start picking away at our Snorlax, which this is not good. Let's see what's in our opponent's hand. Just get rid of the Vessel and the Nest Ball. Okay, so they have another Iono, and they do have the Turo in hand. Oh, they're playing double Flutter plus Klefki? Opponent, what are you doing? Why are you playing double Fluttermane and Klefki? There's barely enough room for both Fluttermane and Klefki in a good Guardy list. So to have room for double Fluttermane and a Klefki, I really want to know what my opponent cut. To have Fluttermane and Klefki is already pretty tight. And I don't want to just keep feeding my opponent Snorlax. But it's like... I don't know what else to do at this point. We still didn't find a chart. Like, if we could put a tool on the Lax, we'd be fine. Because it's going to get sniped again. Could use the Force Seal Stone now. I know they have the Turo in hand. So... I am going ahead and use it. I am going to go ahead and use it, I should say. Gosh, no counter. I mean, we could, like, counter catcher and get the cape now. Like, we know they have Turo. So it's like this effectively does nothing almost for us. I guess at least this Lax is safe. From being KO'd. Just thinking, so if I switch into the active, they have Turo anyways if they want to move it, right? No matter what I do. So... if I don't switch card, they could also just Turo the benched Screamtail, then have enough energy here to swing. So, this forces them to at least Turo. If this is in the active, they could just swing at it twice. So I think we're actually okay with just throwing some charge there. We shall see. Man, double Fluttermane plus Klefki, though. That's crazy. Okay, so we got them to play the Turo. Now I know my opponent's list is a little weird. I can't assume they're only on the one Turo. Normally, that's a pretty safe assumption against Guardy decks. That's double Fluttermane. Oh my gosh. Like I said from the beginning, guys, this one was going to be tough once they got that both down. There's only 5 Psychic Energy accounted for, so they should have at least 2 Dark and at least 2 Psychic Energies left. Like, there's not too much we can do. Like, I think we pretty much just lose. But, yeah, we'll see, I guess. We could force an energy on this Ralts by forcing them to use T-Burst. I don't want to bench this and just give Screamtail another KO. Okay, so the Monkey Door. Okay, so I know they have the 1 Dark. Man, their bench, though, is kind of perfect. Like, this is exactly what you want it to be into Snorlax. Like, this is exactly what you want your matchup to be, right? At least this one's a lot tougher than our other ones were. Now our opponent grabs a Psychic and a Dark here, yeah, and then they'll Refinement away the Psychic, attach the Dark here for turn, evolve, Psychic Embrace, use T-Burst, or I just evolve this into Curly on wait. I'm not putting on any immediate pressure on them. I'm not putting pressure on my opponent in general right now. Uh-oh. That's pretty bad. So this would hit for 200. So we probably lose the Rotom this turn for sure. Because this retreats, the Psychic Embrace onto this Guardy, attach the Dark for turn. But maybe now this is a scenario that benefits us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 Psychics. Theoretically, they should only have 1 Psychic Energy left. And that energy has to go to the T-Burst Ralts. Like, it has to go there. So maybe there is still a way. Because we could still strand the Fluttermane active. I know they'll shut down the block ability. But if they're out of energies to Psychic Embrace, we might be okay. And our opponent's now down to 1. This is where it gets rough. don't have a counter catcher. We do have Silene. We have Iono too. Pretty sure this is safe, even if this retreats. Yeah, let's. Actually, I'm gonna play Iono. There's just. How do I have a hand that big and it's not like useful at all, guys? Like nothing in there is useful. And what I mean by useful is nothing is what I wanted it to be, I should say. So we got at least Penny Loop now if we have to. Yeah, I don't know. This like I said from that opening like turn or two. I always felt like we lost that game once our opponent did that. Because now, if we don't penny this now, we lose the game for sure. But if you look at our hand, we have absolutely nothing. So we're in trouble. We have no way to move this Lex now after. Oh. So I did get everything I wanted, kind of, just not... Like, we kind of did not draw really well, and our opponent having this set up, which is absolutely awful to begin with, doesn't help us. I don't know. I want to play our opponent now with any other deck, knowing they overtech for stall with double Fluttermane Klefki, because I need to know what they cut. Like, did they cut Evo TM? I don't remember seeing one. There's just no way you have room for both. Like, look. So, like, I'm already playing Guardy with Flutter and Klefki, and this is already pretty, like, rough, right? You should really only have room for the one, and if you do have room for two, it's fine. But to play three is, like, crazy. Like, I'm only playing one Turo. I think Guardyless right now should be playing two Turo. I think two Turo's, like, really strong, really, really good. And that's what I cut for one of these spaces. So... how our opponent had three, I have no idea. They're probably not playing an E-Hammer, which I guess is fine. If they're expecting to just lose to Lugia. I mean, you don't need the E-Hammer to win, but E-Hammer definitely does help. If they're playing the version of Iron Hands with just Legacy Energy, not the basic Lightning Energy, E-Hammer's huge in that matchup, because right when you E-Hammer the Legacy Energy, Iron Hands is offline for the rest of the game, and then you're not under pressure anymore. And then if they are playing the version where they're playing basic Lightning Energy in the Vessel, then it's really easy. You use the E-Hammer later in the game to find something that you're going to KO, knock off the Gift Energy, and then Iono your opponent down to 2. Or you could even unfair stamp them and hammer the Gift. That way, you could hopefully stick the Lugia player with kind of nothing in hand. So yeah, I'm really curious what our opponent cut there to play all three in the deck. Alright, so we're up against now. The hand's not too bad. We did open in Arven, so it's fine. As long as you open Arven, you're kind of okay to get decently set up, because we could get Nest Ball, Force Seal Stone again. We get Nest Ball for Rotom, Force Seal Stone for Snorlax, and then Instant Charge for 3. Okay, so we're playing against Guardy again, it looks like. Hopefully, our opponent isn't playing double Flutter plus Klefki. And if they are, this is where I wish I saw the messaging feature. I'd ask my opponent, hey, how did you make space for all three of these guys? But I can never ask, I'll never know. So I kind of just have to speculate based off what I see and how our opponent plays the game to kind of just see what's going on. I'm like trying to think too, like what we can do. Okay, so 2 Ralts come down, it's fine. Yeah, our game plan, like I said, is going to stay the same. We're just going to Arven, Nest Ball, Rotom, and then Force Seal Stone to it. Then we'll go from there. This time, though, okay, they have a Flutter. Hopefully, what I was going to say is we can get things onto their bench before they're able to put down Fluttermane plus Klefki. That way they have, like, the perfect board pretty much. Oh, they put down Manaphy! Okay, that's huge. I don't know why our opponent put Manaphy down. It's a Mimikyu. That's really, 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 really good for us. I know they play, like I said, they should play 2 Turo, but even if they have 1, they could always get the Manaphy out of play. But that's what we have Flute for, Erica's Hospitality, and then if the Manaphy hits a discard pile or Greninja, we have Mantine's Born Ashore attack. So either way here will be fine. Silene yells cheer. And how many Palpad did I see? Did I say? Alright, we're good. Sorry for that, opponent. We're good now. We're good. I'm going to instant charge, and I'm going to Evo TM. It's all good. We all know what's happening here. Again, I'm not going to burn the Nest Ball to grab a Snorlax. That way, later in the game, Nest Ball's and out. 2 more Pokemon if I need them. And then it's searchable off Arven, too. So, I'm going to grab the Snorlax directly. And we'll just instant charge. So, thank goodness the Manaphy came down. Hopefully, we could stick, like, a Greninja in play. That would be huge. Or sticking, like... maybe not Drifloon, because they could attack with it anyway. Stranding another... no, that won't help either. Yeah, it's gonna. It would have to be pretty much just Greninja at this point. Familiar said maybe they thought it was the mirror. Oh, true. They could. I mean, they could have thought it was the mirror, but even if it was the mirror, I don't think I'm putting Manaphy into play like that early in the mirror match. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would definitely do it later on in the game. Like, I wouldn't do it now. Alright, so I'm definitely going to play Flute next turn. Right now I'm between, like, Eerie or Arven here. I could also, like, Pokegear and try to find an Erica's Hospitality, but it's like, they have 34 cards in deck, 7 in hand. I don't know. Because if they did have Greninja in hand, it's something they would have thrown away with Refinement, right? So, like, that information there tells me, okay, the Radiant Greninja's not in the hand, there's no need for me to play an Erica's, right? Now you can play Eerie and confirm that, but I'm almost positive it's not in there. So, okay, that Manaphy's gonna be our guy. Alright, let's see what you have in hand, opponent. So there's a Turo, 3 Psychics. Alright, so that is the one Turo, and they're going to have boss orders next turn. We could pretty much say goodbye to Rotom. Goodbye, buddy. You've done me well. Draw your last 3 cards. Instant charge. Before I bid you adieu, Rotom. Because it's going to be boss orders, Guard EX. They have all the energy in hand. 190, boom, they're up 6 prizes to 4. And then when that happens, we counter catcher, bring up Manaphy, and hopefully it sticks long enough where we can kind of plan ahead, right? Like, we know the Turo's in hand. They are going to pick up Manaphy eventually. Whether, honestly, this turn is probably the turn I'd pick up Manaphy. Like, knowing I have the Turo in hand. I guess they're not in a rush either, though. Yeah. So, this one's going to be... this one's going to be a little funky, too, of a matchup. We're going to see how this works out. So the Mimikyu's KO'd. Once they get a Guardi EX, we're KO'd. Turo's at the bottom of their deck. We know that. The boss is at the bottom of their deck, too. Okay, it's not too late for the Bravery Charm. I was going to say maybe last turn it would have been more ideal so this Mimikyu survived a hit. But... okay, so they're struggling to find the Guard EX. Like, that's cool. That's cool. Andrew, if they can find nothing on the bench first, they're probably waiting for... yeah, I know. I know. I think they... but it's like... yeah, I mean, if they find the Klefki and then Turo the Manaphy for Klefki, like, that hurts too, right? So... I know they're going to have to KO Mimikyu. So I'm fine doing that. I won't bench this yet. Maybe we'll hold it. Or we... no, there's no reason to play it, actually, right now. We're just going to instant charge, actually. So I want to find another tool the other Bravery Charm for my other Snorlax. So they're both at 200. That way they're not easily killed by Gardevoir EX. But with the Monkey Dory in play, doesn't really mean much, right? Because then they could just find the Dark Energy and then take a knockout that way. Even though one Dark's in the discard pile, so they'll have access to one more. At least one more, I should say. You know, you burn a boss on a card. Yeah, that's true too. But I won't burn a boss. The only way I'd bring up the Manaphy is through like Counter Catcher right now, currently. I don't think I'd burn a boss's orders right just yet. We are still 6 prizes to 6, so Counter Catcher's not even active right now. Okay, so they are playing double Monkey Dory, which means they probably have 3 Dark Energy. So we see 1. 4 Psychic, 5, 6, 7. They probably have 1. If they're playing like a 6-3 split, that's fine, because maybe they'll only have the 1 Psychic Energy left. I don't like this, though. Okay. The good news is we can move this energy now, right? And I want to move it to somewhere irrelevant, you could say. Technically, their whole bench is relevant since the whole bench can attack now. But, like, let's say we move it to a Kirlia. I know they could just evolve into a Guardi EX, and, like, they'll be okay. But at least we get to take it off of the Flutter main, force them to find energies for Flutter main. Psychic Embrace. Swing again. Okay, so we should be okay. The reason I'm not moving this energy to Manaphy is because I'm assuming they're going to Turtle the Manaphy, and then that Psychic Energy goes right back in the discard pile where they want it to be. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. Okay, that'll get KO'd by 90, 10 for Monkey. Okay. Do this first. Charm 150. 200. Okay, so maybe that's like not the play. Hold on. Just trying to think. Definitely don't want to Iona them. Wish I had like an Eerie or something this turn. I mean, we can get gear at least. And then we'll penny up the heavily damaged Snorlax this next turn. I don't know. I don't feel the greatest about this match. Okay, we finally get an Eerie. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't feel the greatest about this matchup. Oh, you said boss card, Andrew. Yeah, you did say boss card. That's my fault. I just read boss and assumed it was just boss's orders. But, like... let's see. Yeah, because they definitely would Turo it and then bench, like, the Klefki. And then that's probably, like, pretty close to nail in the coffin for us. But, like, if they put it into hand with Turo and don't Ultra Ball Vessel or Refinement it away, then we can Erica it right back onto the bench. So it's like, I want to save the gears to potentially find Erica. But I also want to use the gear this next turn to maybe find Misfortune Sisters. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. So, like, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Psychic Energies allotted for. This is going to be the 6th one coming down. And then 7, 8. With the Dark Energies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they're playing the 6-3 split, I think we just win and we're okay. But if they're playing 7 Psychic and still only 2 Dark, even though they're playing double double Oki, oh my goodness, double Monkey Dory, then we're okay. Iono's fine. Like, we had a big hand, but it was kind of useless outside of that Penny and the Brave Charm. Okay. So we have Penny again. We do have Misfortune Sisters. We do have an Erica's. Part of me wants to pick up the heavily damaged Snorlax because there is a world where when this comes up, they hit it for 20 and then Monkey Dory move it. But I might wait for that so I don't get KO'd in between turns. Actually, I'm going to wait for that. Let's do this. Okay, so they do play the Klefki. So they're definitely waiting to draw into Klefki before they burn the Turo. So this Manaphy is not going to be stuck here indefinitely. There is going to be a turn where they move it out of the active, and then again, hopefully have an outlet to discard it. Otherwise, we're just going to restrand it with Erica's Invitation. They have gone through 3 Iona already, so they have one more. There's a Turo, so they definitely top decked into one of the Pokemon. Klefki would be the best one if they top deck into the Klefki. We'll see. And if for some reason they didn't, well, then we could get really lucky with our Erica's Invitation right now and hopefully hit that Greninja. Or even hit like, oops, because their energy's all split up. At this point, even hit like a Screamtail or something, you know? Okay, so it's Drifloon that came, which isn't bad, right? Because they need a lot of energy on the Drifloon to one-shot us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even if they put 2 on there, but they don't have to. There's no way they have to. So my opponent's looking for a big knockout turn, obviously. Like multi-price knockout turn, I should say. We're going to pick this up. It's going to go in here. It's going to go here. Go like this. And then, do I just counter catcher this? Yeah. And force them to find like more energy. I don't know if that was the play or the move, but that's like... That's what made sense to me right there in the moment. Because, like, right now, the only thing I'm thinking of, guys, is, like... They should have 1 Psychic Energy left. And if for some reason they have 2, that's fine. Balloon Blast, so that'd be 2040. Okay, so they'd be hitting for 120. So that one-shotting a Snorlax, but, like... Hitting for 120 over and over again is rather annoying because then we're going to need to be able, like, we're going to have to be able to find Gust each and every turn. So, man, if he did go, it's fine. We have Born Ashore, but their bench is full. So, as of now, our game plan to win the game is to effectively make our use of Handheld Fan, but also watching where their energy drops are going. For example, if we bring up this Curlia and they have 1 Psychic left, they can slap us for 30 over and over and over again. But if they do that, we're going to get to a point in the game where we're going to be able to consistently penny loop each and every single turn, then it won't matter. Okay, so our opponent did concede. I assume then they had 1 energy left at most. Unless it's a 6-3 split to the dark, like I said. Alright. So what is that, 4-0, 5-0? I think 5-0, 4-0 with Snorlax? Okay. Let's get back into it again. The good old Snorlax. Familiar, that seems fine. They shouldn't have energy. That's what I was saying. I don't think they had enough energy to close the game. That's what I was like looking at mainly. Once the Drifloon came down, I was like, I think we're okay. But see, at least those matchups were a little more challenging. Whereas like the first couple matchups with Raging Bolt were kind of just like, I mean, they were layups. They were gimmies. Like. They were fairly straightforward, fairly easy matchups. But, like, a good Guardy player can definitely play Guardy optimally to give Snorlax either A, a really hard time, or B, just beat it altogether. I didn't want to leave Mimikyu or Corner Stone Mask. I want to see what we're up against first. I like keeping my options open. Okay, so it's an Iron Hands deck. This could be Lost Box, it could be Miraidon, it could be Future Box, it could be Lugia with Iron Hands. But the use of Pokestop makes him believe... Okay, Chien-Pao. It's Chien-Pao. That was the one I was going to say last. I was going to say the use of Pokestop means... It's definitely not Miraidon. I don't think so. I think they're playing Town Store. Okay. So... The Bidoof is here. Can I Born Ashore right now? We can, and I'm going to. Next turn, we could Arven. We could even Arven this turn still. Yeah, we're fine. Actually, we opened, like, everything we needed to make sure there's a Bidoof in play. This is kind of crazy. This is actually kind of crazy. I don't know how we like hit all that. The good news is too, with this being Chen Pao, they don't have too many disruption cards if they're playing any at all. If they are playing like one Iono, it's just the one Iono at most. But I don't even think they're playing it in general. Yeah, so we opened pretty well right there. Can you imagine if I hit your discard pile? I'd be like, no! Why does it even give me that option? Why can't it just be like Echoing Horn and be one-sided? Okay, so now for sure, a Bidoof or a B-Barrel, which I assume they're going to evolve into a Bib anyway, will always be on the board. So we will always have something to at least bring up and strand into the active. Now, I know the Bib can use Tail Smash, but they have to flip for it. And, like, we're totally cool with them flipping for it. It's, like, not a big deal. I give them Mimikyu. Yeah, if I give them the Mimikyu, I don't want to put that down yet either. I want to wait to see. Alright, we do have one Pokemon Tool card at least, but if we were going to have one tool, I low-key wish it was the Hero's Cape, because that way we could Penny Loop and recycle Hero's Cape, because now... Okay, so we're going to play Cypher, and then Pokestop. So they're putting a Rare Candy on top, Earthen Vessel, and then whatever the third card is. But it's definitely Rare Candy Vessel. Oh, that means they have Rare Candy. They're going to Ultra Ball for the backs. Yeah, I guess it could have been Ultra Ball too. Basically, what I was trying to say is they're going to Cypher for sure, get themselves the Lightning Energy, which thankfully they discarded off the Pokestop, which is so funny because they only play one. And then the other item card would be used to get them the Baxcalibur. So with this in the discard pile until our opponent plays like a Rod or Superior to get it back, we're like chilling for right now. And if they don't swing this turn, I'm not going to Born Ashore and put the Iron Bundle in play, because then they can bundle around the Lax. Okay, so they do have the Superior, so they are going to take 2 prize cards here. But that's okay. That's A-okay. We're going to feed them the Mimikyu, obviously, and sit behind it for a second. Now, they can still, they'll be able to attack us with this, and they can retreat if we send a Mimikyu, but it's okay. I'm still going to save that Brave Charm, though. They could also be playing the one-of canceling Clone. Ooh, nice, Sweet Candy and the Prime Catcher. Okay, so does Chen Pao. Should I bench this Lax and even if this gets KO'd, right, and then it goes back, yeah, there's no reason to, I don't think. Prime Catcher is usually their only Gust / switching card, and we got rid of it luckily off the Misfortune Sisters. They could be playing a Silene so they could get it back, but as of right now, our opponent can't just switch in and out of the active as they please. Oh, they do play the Clone, and they found it, and they amp us for another 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mayday, mayday, mayday. We have to get rid of the Rotom now. We can't leave it there. So I can penny it up. I can also save the Force Seal. So do I really want anything? So we have this. Come here, Bidoof. Picking this up. I can play the Flute, try to hit something. So they have a Hammer. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to think of something. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. In theory, this Bidoof should be stuck here for the entire game, right? We're only going to have Snorlax in play, so they can't, like, boss around it, Iron Bundle around it, force me to bring something else up, and then, like, attach and retreat. So I assume this is going to become a Bib, and then once this becomes a Bib, it'll, like, keep flipping every turn for Tail Smash to hit for 100, which if that's the case, they're two-shotting their Snorlaxes, and hopefully we can get the deck small enough so by that point in the game, if it does get there, and when it inevitably gets there, we can just penny loop over and over and over again. Okay, so it did stick for a turn. We'll play Misfortune Sisters again. Hit the gear, we'll hit this, with your Poffin. Okay. We're cool. We have no instant charge, no nothing. I could Artisan for another Snorlax, but I think 2's fine at the moment. No, I should have just got the third one. I mean, they're at 2, it doesn't matter. But I could have thinned the deck by 1 card if I had put Snorlax down last turn. And then this turn I could draw into like what I need or what I'm looking for. Which is, as of right now, I don't really need anything, and I'm not looking for anything specifically. But if I... Hold on, what's our opponent doing? I was gonna say, I could thin the deck by a card, and then I could gear, and I'm more likely to find a supporter, because I took a card out of the deck with Artisan last turn. But there's nothing I particularly need at the moment. I got rid of Superior there. And a Rod? Oh, they're playing a Switch! Our opponent plays a Switch in Chen Pao. Ooh, okay. Things just got a whole lot more interesting. A whole lot more interesting. Opponent, why are you playing a Switch in Chen Pao? Your deck list makes no sense right now. I guess one Switch is fine, but playing the clone too? Okay, we do have a counter catcher, so we're alright. Now, I could get this other Lax off Artisan. Does that really do anything for me, though? Because if they knock it out anyway, we lose. But, yeah, we are thinning like a card. Okay. We'll grab the Lax. I know we have one in hand. Let's see how lucky we can get. That's fine. I wish, like, okay, I know we're playing, like, I wish Erica's Invitation read, you may put a basic Pokemon you find in your opponent's hand onto their bench, but Erica's Invitation states you must. So, like, if I found a Frigibax, this is a terrible matchup for Chen Pao anyways, but it's not looking like it because our opponent plays Switch. But let's say, like, I found a Chen Pao in their hand or a Frigibax that I don't want in play or active, I wish you could deny that effect. But Erica says, like, you must bench a Pokemon you find there and bring it to the active. So against some decks, like, you could put another good Pokemon into play, you could bring up a good attacker that it doesn't matter. So I wish that was changed on the text a little bit, but it's no big deal. I do want to know what their 2-card hand is. They didn't do much, though. They're down 3 Superiors, though. If I get another Superior, that'd be great. Don't need a penny. I guess we can Arvin. So I get the cape finally. And then I can just have the gear. In case I ever need it. Okay. Familiar said they probably play second. If my Chen Pao opponent plays a second Switch, like, GG's. Like, I don't know what to say. There shouldn't be any Switch at all in this deck. The fact that there's already one kind of blows my mind. Uh-oh, we're about to find out right now if this is the second Switch. Do they have enough energy, though? Like, they're down 3 Superior, they're down 2 Rods. They would need only 2 to go here to the Chen Pao, so if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the 5th. Yeah, they have more than enough. Now they'll grab a Bib, though. The fact that my opponent's, like, doing all this, though, and digging, it makes me really, really think, like, ooh, they definitely have something in the deck to take their last prize. Like, that could be a Switch card. That could be anything. Does your opponent grab nothing with the Ultra Ball? Where's the Bidoof, dude? Or the Bib? Alright, they discarded the 1. I don't want to play Eerie because I know what they have in hand. Alright. What I do want to do, though, not that. I was hoping to find a Misfortune Sisters, but we did. But that's okay. If this Bidoof is stuck in the active all game, flipping for Hyper Fang to potentially do 30 and maybe do 0, I think like I'm in a good spot. But the fact that my opponent's like digging like this, it really makes me think like, oh, they must have an out, right? Like, canceling clone is an out too. They already played their clone. But if they play 2 canceling clone, we're just cooked. I just don't know where they get that space. This still has its V-Star power, so we can't like strand stuff just yet. I just want to know what's in hand. I'm probably gonna hit nothing, but I really, really want to know what's in their hand. The last Superior was in their hand. Right? That was the 4th one. Oh my gosh. Quad Superior, Triple Rod. Wait a minute. That was low-key perfect. The 4th Superior was in hand. And all 3 rods. So they can't get back any energy, right? So there's 2 water in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 water accounted for. That means they have 2 more left in the deck. Plus the Palkia V-Star can do something with Star Portal. But at best, they have 2 left. Just trying to think here, guys. Should I spam Misfortune? Yeah, I should. Okay. Alright, we'll play an Arvin. We'll grab Pokegear. That way we can see if we can hit one of the Misfortune Sisters for the following turns. I guess this is fine. For now. And then, it's the same thing I've been saying for the past, like, 4 games. I'm going to wait till I draw for turn, then play Pokegear to see 7 straight cards. I'd like to hit a Misfortune Sisters, just in case they are playing that last switch for some reason, or switch card in the deck. More than likely I'd hit it here, especially when they only have 5 cards left, unless it's in hand. We definitely hit everything we want. Tail Smash, Tails for 0. Oh. Alright, our opponent got 1. So we do got to penny this now. Alright. That's fine. So pick this one up. Go to the other one. Do I even bench a Lax here? Yeah, right, just in case. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the lightning. That's 8 water. But our opponents also use 4 superior energy retrieval and 2, 3 super rod. Okay. They do have Star Portal, though. That's like the annoying thing. The annoying thing is they have Star Portal. But, like, it's fine. Misfortune Sisters. Let's see everything they have left. Oh, that's next turn. Everything they have left in deck. See, I'm thinking. So if I counter catch a Greninja, right? They just use this on the Ninja. Hit me 90-90. And then they, okay. So our opponent concedes. They didn't have a way out. Cool. Oh my gosh. So we're like 5-0 with Lax now. Lax is it, yo. Lax is it. Alright, let's get into another one. See if we go 6-0. Keep up with the win streak, honestly, with Lax. Let's keep up with the win streak. See if we can do it. Alright, I'm going to queue up this game, and then give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a drink really quickly. So I'll be right back in a second here. Yeah, let me get it real quick. Back. Got my trusty, you know, Diet Coke with me. Oh, and we have to lead the Cornerstone mask? Jeez. That's alright. Another Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt's just running rampant on the ladder right now. Question is, do I think Raging Bolt will be a popular pick at Worlds? That's my concern. Not concerned in a bad way, because the decks I'm considering have a good matchup against Raging Bolt, but more so, I guess, a curiosity of how much it's going to be played, if that makes more sense. Hopefully after Pokegear we're getting Arvin. Ooh, our opponent bench Greninja. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. Now we have something to Strand active without worrying about like Erica's Accompanying Flute, Mantine Born Shore. Alright. Let's hope we hit an Arvin. Whew. Hit the Arvin. I know we had Artisan anyway, but like this means at least we could draw 3 cards with instant charge. Force Seal Stone is prized. So do I just grab the cape, put it on Cornerstone, and hope it survives at 310? Vitality's 1. Attach returns 2. This 3, so that'd be 280. They would need 1 more Teal Mask and a Grass. That's really not that hard to get. And then I'd be burning the cape. I think that's fine, honestly. Can I go in with Mimikyu first? Yeah, I totally can. So I know my board looks a little sloppy, okay? But, hear me out. I don't think I could hit through Mimikyu. I had an Artisan in play. I know I have all 4 Lax in deck. I was going to instant charge for 3. I knew I had 3 Arvins left in the deck. I knew I had Nest Balls in deck. I was like, I can find a Snorlax next turn, and I should be alright. Yo, Cal. Cal said Lax Demon. Nah, I'm just trying to be like you. Trying to be like you on the Lax Demon. Our bundle? Really? Low-key, it's like, Lax is fine. Like, I want to play it to locals before Shrouded Fable comes out to, like, cups and stuff. So I was like, could definitely practice it here. Flutter? I mean, it's fine, I guess. I'm gonna strand the ninja anyway. Like, I'm gonna get a Lax this turn, and then this ninja's stuck, and then I'm just gonna hit end turn for the rest of the game. Oh. But yeah, Cal, I like Lax. I still think it's in a good spot right now. I think Lax is low-key in a good spot in general for a little bit. Ooh, how about you guys? Everybody reg for Baltimore regionals? Because that reg dropped today. I almost missed it. So, were you guys all like able to reg and stuff? All right, opponent, what's your plan here? So I'm gonna penny into Mimikyu and all right, so you're gonna KO me. So I'm gonna Arvin into a Lax. Counter catcher. Actually, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm just going to chill on the Mimikyu and make them figure it out. I, like, don't even need a Lax yet. Because then they could just boss around Mimikyu if I put a Lax down right now. But if I, like, put a Lax down, penny up the Mimikyu, counter catcher, ninja, I'm forcing them to need a lot, right? Like, I kind of want to do that too, low-key. Yeah, I think I kind of want to do that. do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna penny and save the... We're gonna save the Mimikyu for when we really need them. There's no shame in benching it, I guess. Or I guess I shouldn't have benched it, because they could always boss the Mimikyu now and attach retreat. Because this next turn, I was planning to penny the Rotom. Yeah, actually, whoops. I benched that way too quickly. Mobby. Familiar decided not to. Money's been tight. Yeah, it's all good. I gotcha. There's plenty and plenty of regionals and plenty of events to go to. Even if you're not going to one of them. There's going to be a ton more for the rest of the season. This is just the first one of the season, so it's not a big deal. Don't even worry about it. Yo, Mochi, what's good? Not too much for me, just chilling up on, you know, some lax. We got some Snorlax action over here. We could Born Ashore the Squawk, but Greninja's already in play. I think we're chilling. There's going to be at least 2 switch carts, though, and a Prime Catcher we're going to have to get over. So... I want to cape the Mimikyu again, but, like, they haven't played their Lost Vacuums yet. And I don't want to, like, lose the Mimikyu to a Lost Vac. Loki, I want to penny both of these up. Just put another Lax into play. Wait till they burn, like, some of the resources, like boss, switch card, etc. Then put the Mimikyu back down. And then chill. Like, that's what I want to do, really. Familiar says, the second wave comes around, the money is there, you'll sign up. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that either. I don't even know if Reg filled yet, to be honest. But when I did check, it was at over, like, 2,100 players already, which is, like, it's crazy. The numbers in the game nowadays are crazy. But, yeah, if there's a second wave, I'm sure you'll be, like, it's fine. And like I said, there's so many regionals in a season. Like, if you miss one, it's okay. Right? You can go to the next. Or whichever ones are more convenient for you or easier for you to get to or to pay for, etc. There's a lot of factors that go into attending these events. So, like, even when you miss one, like, it's okay. It's no big deal. It happens. Like, life and stuff is more important. Worrying about you and, like, financials and stuff is much more important. So, like I said, Pokemon events will always be there. Regionals will always be there. I don't think you got anything to hang your head on or worry about. Alright, so they're definitely playing a Switch cart, yeah. I was like, they definitely have a Switch cart. So that's one of the Switch carts, right? But they haven't played a boss yet either. So it's like... oh, man. Losing that Cornerstone, because we had to delete it, kind of sucks low-key. Because now, like, instead of them only being at 4 prizes, they're already at 3. I'd like to pick this up if possible. So I do want to get a Lax. We're going to thin the deck, get another Lax. See if I can hit a penny. Whoa, not that. I want to see if I can hit a penny. Oh, we do. Perfect. Get Rotom out of play now. We are going to put the pennies back in. I'm going... Ooh, do I need a counter catcher though, low-key? Yeah, because they could attach boss. So I don't want that. I want to force them to, like, Sada and stuff, too. So, like, we keep bringing Greninja up. Like, have fun! Enjoy the Greninja! Oh, she saw you got into Baltimore, decided to take it off. Because you're going to take the time to lock in for the next events coming up. Yeah, I did get into Baltimore. I did. I realized Reg, and I was a little late, so I was, like, panicking. I was like, oh, shoot. Are there going to be spots left? But thankfully, there were. I forgot about the stress of, like, registering for events nowadays and that feeling. I do miss it, I guess, in a weird way. Because, like, when for, like, Worlds Reg, your spot's reserved, obviously, if you qualified. There's no open reg. It's just you have until the deadline to register. So it was like real easy for me to just click whenever I wanted to, no big deal. I forgot about the stress of when everyone's trying to register for an event. But yeah, if you're taking the time off, it's cool, no big deal. Get ready for the next events. Like I was telling Familiar, there's so many events and regionals in Pokemon season. Like, if you miss one, you miss one. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? You could do what you got to do, prep for the next, and then head on to the next. It's not a big deal. It is not the end of the world if you miss one. Alright, let's see what our opponent does. I don't think they get an attack off this turn, so that's cool. We'll be able to play Misfortune Sisters. Maybe we could hit a Prime Catcher or Switch card that's still in the deck. I still haven't played a Boss Orders, though, which is, like, mildly irritating. They have a 9-card hand. I'd like to play an Eerie, too. But I can't risk putting the Rotom back down because they haven't played a boss. I can't let them go to 1 because then it's too easy. Right now I need to force them to take 3. Oh, they have Catcher still, too. Okay. So I assume they have the Switch card or Prime Catcher in hand? Yeah. Because I was going to say, if they had to attach and manually retreat, they would play the Catcher after. So that should be both the Switch cards now. They haven't played the Lost Vac either, though, which is annoying. So they could get rid of this. Okay. Superior and the retrieval's in there, so that they have one more retrieval. How many energies? 4 of the grass. Will these still have enough? Alright. So I can't Eerie this huge hand, which is like a bummer. We can Misfortune Sisters, though. We hit a retrieval. Okay. It's not really what I wanted to hit, though. I mean, it, like, helps, because then it's one less resource that they have. I want to put the Lax down just to thin the deck. There's still 2 Eerie's in there, so... Yeah, I'm just going to put the Lax down, thin the deck, help me draw into an Eerie. Because, like I said, I haven't played boss or anything yet. And I'm passing. Oh my gosh. This feels so bad, though, honestly. Like, right now, they could attach for turn, boss Lax, KO it. Next turn, attach for turn, boss Lax for game. Like, they don't even need to get through the Mimikyu. I guess I shouldn't have benched this. This was actually a bad bench with Artisan. I was like, I wanted to thin the deck to give myself better odds to hit an Eerie, but like, I know they play Catcher, I know they play Boss. In theory, there should only be one Lax here, because if they Gus KO it, I force them to get through Mimikyu. This was low-key a bad bench. That's going to lose me the game now. Eric said, bro, Jerrick, stop. No, you don't see anything. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's just how do we cover the screen? Shh. It's just Mimikyu. It's Gardy. It's Gardy. Gardy with a hero's cape. But yeah, I think we're gonna. Yeah, me benching this is bad. Like, I'm pretty sure that probably loses me the game now. Yeah, because now they could use one of their other bosses to just KO this Lax. Because I have no way to pick up this Lax now. So then they could just attach to it again. It's pretty bad. Unless we find like a penny. Like, I need to find a penny now. Before I didn't need to find a penny, but now I do. So unless we top deck a penny, we probably lose. We didn't top deck a penny. Like counter Catcher and force them to find something again. Yeah, that's probably what I have to do. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to Silene and put like penny on top. But I could do this and then attach retreat, right? And then only have Prime Catcher left. So it's both Switch card. I think I'm going to. Hold on. That might be the move. Yeah, that might be the move, Loki. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to win here, guys. We'll see. Didn't find a penny, so this is like the next best thing. I could bench Rotom and draw 3 because my hand's dead now, and they're only at 1 prize, so it doesn't matter. But it's like, even if I find penny off the Rotom, I get to penny up the Lax, right? And then I still have to find a penny to penny up the Rotom. So I'm like in the same boat. It like doesn't really help, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'll just go with this. Okay. So playing that means they don't play boss, right? But they could catcher. But like, if they catcher Mimikyu, they can't KO the Mimikyu. And they can't retreat because Lax is active. Okay. We might be okay. Penny? No penny. Oh, I could like Silene. Try to put penny on top. Or I could like Eerie and try to hit catcher out of their hand. Is the right choice? Okay, so they have an Iono. I did hit catcher out of their hand. Alright, cool. So I was like, I have a feeling Prime Catcher's in there. They had a huge hand, only 7 cards in deck, and they've been drawing cards endlessly for the whole game, because we didn't disrupt their hand at all. Now, if we don't top deck a penny, Silene, put penny on top, and then we can penny Mimikyu, then we'll be fine. We need to hit a heads here, though. Thank you. Oh, double heads. Even better. Alright. So. Considering that is my only fire energy, in case I need a Chiyu. Whoa. I want the top of the deck to be a penny that we didn't hit yet. I thought there'd be a penny in the discard pile. What? Okay, there's no penny in the discard pile, guys. I thought there was. Shoot. Whatever card we put on top's guaranteed to not be penny. That's like really unfortunate. I guess I'll put the fire energy so I can Chi-Yu. But that's really unfortunate. Because now I'm only going to be able to see 6 cards. Because I'm going to top deck the gear. We know the next card for sure is not penny because it's the fire energy. Shoot. That's not good. Our opponent can play Iono. That'd be awesome. I know they have an Iono in their hand. So maybe they play the Iono for us? Probably not, though. Yeah. Alright, so we essentially have 6 cards. Oh, and our opponent concedes. Cool. Okay. That was a close one. That was the closest Raging Bolt matchup we had this whole time, not gonna lie. So what are we now? Like 7-0 with the Lax? Lax just going crazy. Yeah, Lax is just going crazy, I guess. Should we try again? Try Lax again, should we? Yeah, let's do it. I want to hit, like, what haven't we hit yet? That would be interesting. I don't want to hit Zard. That's too easy. Let's hit, like, we hit a POW. We hit a bunch of Raging Bolt. We hit the Guardy. We hit 2 Guardy. I want to hit a Regidrago. We still haven't hit a Regidrago, which is crazy. Because the deck has a ton of hype right now. And it's pretty popular and running rampant kind of everywhere. So, I'm really surprised. I'm going to leave Mimikyu. That's okay. And we don't really need to check our prize cards because we have the heavy ball. So turn 1, we'll know immediately what's prized. That's cool. Okay. So, there's Pidgey. We could be playing against Zard, Dragon Bolt, Pidgey Control. Okay, so we're playing against Zard. Cool. Then we'll chill with Mimikyu for a little bit. Alright. So I don't want to give our opponent the Artisan. Let's see what's priced really quick, though. It's actually really good in this matchup. Okay, not bad. I don't want to give them Artisan, because that's another spot on their bench. I want to keep it open so I could, like, hit something not useful, like the Bidoof, maybe Manaphy, Lumineon, the Rotom, something like that. We'll just instant charge. We didn't have an Arven, but it's okay. Double X. Okay, I guess we have we got the double X off of that. Oh, and our opponent instantly concedes. I don't think they had an out to the Cornerstone. I don't know if they were playing Clone. Alright, cool. So, we're not going to count that as a game. But technically, I think we're like 8-0 now. But, that wasn't a game. Our opponent just conceded, so... Not a real game. It's okay. Let's see. Alright. What are we up against now? Hopefully a Drago this time. We haven't, like I said, we haven't hit Reggie Drago this whole time. No, we will not go first. Alright, let's see. No, we have to start Chi-Yu? Shoot, that's not good. At least we have the heavy ball to, like, see what's prized and stuff, but... Oh, man. Okay, I guess we have a Brave Charm. I guess we could, like... Oh, no, we're against Raging Bolt. They get to take 2 prizes right away. I guess we could, like, aggressively, jealously Singe, I guess. Like, I can't... I mean, I could attach Retreat. Gosh. How am I starting all my 1-ups now? I mean, if I penny it, right, I could get something off the heavy ball, hopefully Alexa's prize, and we could Arven for Nest Ball, grab Rotom, Force Seal Stone, grab a Mimikyu, and then instant charge. And then next turn, penny up the Chi-Yu. Yeah. Oh, our opponent put a Greninja in play already. Sweet. Hopefully they put Squawkabilly in play too, even better. Okay, they put the Teal Mask Ogre in play. They probably have a hand full of energy, which is why they discarded Double Grass there. Because I just assume they have another grass to Teal down. Yeah. So their hand was full energy right there. Okay. Energy retrieval. Well, that's one retrieval we don't have to worry about later in the game, right? So, like, there's that. They could attach to the active for turn if they want. Or just get rid of them again. Or maybe get rid of one, grab another Teal Mask to it. Ooh, they got rid of the Jamming Tower. That's huge. Okay. That's huge. Otherwise, our Force Seal Stone was dead. Whew. Alright. So, they have one card. This tells me that their hand is pretty dead. So, maybe we can aggressively Chi-Yu, actually. Because if they don't attach here for the turn... Okay, they do. Their hand was full energy. This could signify their hand's pretty dead, though. We did get a Lax, so I could penny this up if I wanted to. We have a Pal Pad there. One of them is Fortune. Okay. Arven, let's get a Nest Ball. No, I think I want to aggressively Singe, actually. I really do. It's like my hand dead, though. I'll just have a penny and a dead hand. If I get the Rotom, if I get the Mimikyu. I have to get the Rotom in case I need an instant charge. I can't leave myself with a dead hand. But 1, 2, 3, 4. If they attach for turn 1, 2, that'd be 280. So yeah, they would need 5. I guess I could cape it and force them to need 5. Like, that's fine too. Yeah, let's aggressively Singe, actually. I kind of like that. Ooh, and we hit a Professor Sada. His Vitality. And a Trekking Shoes. Okay. I think they top decked that Mew. Or they would have put that down last turn for sure. That's fine. Mew's another thing we could like put into the active, and we really don't care. But now they have something to hit through Mimikyu, which is like mildly annoying. Okay, their bench is full now. Retrieval, so they could attach for turn. And Teal Dance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So they have to get rid of all their energy, but they do get the KO on the Chi-Yu, which is fine. That's why last turn, good thing I didn't grab Mimikyu. I was like, I'll have 4 Seal Stone, I could instant charge. I have Counter Catcher if they take a knockout to bring up Greninja into Lax. So it's okay. It's alright. They burned all their energy. We're cool. We're chilling. Now, we have to start hitting some important stuff, though, with Misfortune Sisters, right? Like Switch Cards, Prime Catchers, or the Prime Catcher. Sorry, Pokemon Catcher. So Catcher cards in general. Okay. So we're going to Counter Catcher, bring this up. We're going to Star Alchemy. Mimikyu. The reason, again, I'm not using Nest Ball is because I need Nest Ball to get other Pokemon later on in the game. But I do want Mimikyu to come down. I could save the Silene and the Penny for next turn. Because what would I want off Silene, technically? Like a Cape, maybe the Catcher? Yeah, I could actually Silene this turn. It's fine. I still have 2 Palpad in the deck. Okay, I get my Hero's Cape back, which is cool. I know I immediately get to draw into it. Alright, so our hand's still kind of dead. It's okay. Right now our opponent kind of has to figure it out. They gotta burn one of their Switch Cards, or the Prime Catcher, or Pokemon Catcher in the Attach Retreat. But they need a lot here to get an attack off this turn. And we did hit one of their Sadas with the Chi-Yu, so, you know, I know they saw a lot of cards last turn, plus the 2 prizes, but we know their initial hand was dead. And like I said, they need a lot. They would need Sada, Attach for Turn, Teal Dance, Switch Card to knock out Lax, or they would need Prime Catcher, bring this up, Teal Dance, Attach for Turn, Sada to take a knockout. So, like, it's a lot. That's 2 pieces of the puzzle, though. Teal Dance and a Sada. That is 2 pieces of the puzzle there. So now they need the Attach for Turn and the Switch Cart, or the Attach for Turn and a Prime Catcher. Which, hopefully, it's not the Prime Catcher, because then we are in a spot. Okay, the Switch Cart. The Switch Cart's fine. I did want to burn those Switch Cards, but our hand was pretty dead. We didn't have Poke Gears. We didn't have, like, Arven to search for gear. We didn't draw into anything good off of the Rotom. So, okay, they have to Burst Roar. They didn't have an energy. Even better, even better. Aiden, the most fun deck to play against. Oh, Snorlax? Yeah, it's so fun, so interactive. Okay, so now we could cape it. Do I want a gear here? Yes, I do, because I need to find some other supporters. And instant charge. Okay, so we have Misfortune Sisters, finally. So hopefully we can hit, like, the Prime Catcher or something like that. I know, Aiden, but don't worry. Shrouded Fable is legal on PTCGL tomorrow. So, new decks, or, I'm sorry, the decks for Worlds format can finally be played on the client. So I'll be testing a lot of Worlds format decks on here before the World Championships, obviously. But, yeah, the reason I was like, I'm going to play Lax today, I've pretty much covered, I feel like, every other deck in this format so far. Like, I even did not super popular decks like Palafin. I covered Palafin, Goldango. So Lax was like one of the last ones I had to cover. Uh-oh. We are in trouble, folks. Yeah, we are in trouble. Kind of want a Misfortune first. But if they boss KO this... Yeah, I want a Misfortune first. Ooh, it was the right choice. Because we hit the Prime Catcher. So that was the right choice. And since we know we prize the other Misfortune Sisters, I'm going to put it back in the deck. Now let's see if I can hit a switch card after this. That would be it. And I play Zard, and my matches can usually go either way. Yeah, Zard can make it close, especially the new Zard list now. As long as they're playing like the Turo, the Kieran, they can be pretty close. Plus the Pal Pad. The matches could definitely be a lot closer than they used to be. Before it was like an auto win for Lax. And now it's like just favored for Snorlax, but the Zard can definitely still steal games from Lax if played correctly. So it's not... Lax isn't as strong into Charizard as it used to be, that's for sure. The Dead Recliner. I'm a new player and I built Snorlax stall and I'm enjoying it. Hey, that's awesome. Glad to hear. Well, welcome in here. Thanks for joining me watching. Hopefully can showcase some of the deck you're playing. But yeah, glad you're enjoying it. And that's what I was scared of, the boss. That's why but I guess I should have just pennied Rotom last turn. It was really greedy not to. Because if they play Canceling Clone or something, we can't just sit on Lone Mimikyu now. Like, that's what's scary. But, like, with the Prime Catcher, they have one more switch card. We can't sit on Lone Mimikyu, though. Just in case they play Clone. But I didn't see it in their deck with Misfortune, so we're going to play Eerie now. And then we could find out what's there. Let's do that first. Definitely get rid of the switch card. Okay. Fluttermane, so they have one more fighting energy. Just get rid of a Vessel just cause. Okay. So. Let me Counter Catcher bring this up. I mean, do I want a Pale Pad? Not really. We just need to get into Chi-Yu range. We should be safe this turn. I saw their hand. We should be safe this turn sitting behind Mimikyu. So, should be alright right now. They'd have to attach Retreat. That Jamming Tower is a little annoying, though. We'd have to find our Artisan, though, but I think they bumped our Artisan with the tower. No, they didn't. That was a different game. Alright, cool. So, opponent concedes. They're like, we have no outs with Mimikyu. We lose. Cool. GG. So, we're like 9-0 now with the Lax. Okay. Cool. We're chilling. Should we try to get to 10? I think we try to get to 10, yo. I think that's like I think that's the move. Yeah, getting to 10 is the move. That's the move. Let's try it. Let's try it. See if we can get to 10 with good old Lax. See what we're up against. Hopefully we're against a Drago finally. Like I said, we've been playing nothing but like Raging Bolt, which is pretty easy for the deck to handle for the most part. We hit the Zard, we hit 2 Guardies. It'd be cool to hit a Drago, just so we could kind of go through that matchup together, talk about it a little bit and how it goes. We have no basic. It's cool. We'll just hang out till our opponent matches a Pokemon, and then we'll go ahead. Whenever our opponent decides, you know, whenever they're ready to put their Pokemon into play. All right, till then we'll just wait. We'll just wait. All right, there we go. But yeah, I'm excited for Hawaii. I'm excited for the World Championships for sure. I do hope to make a deep run this year. So, I have been testing the format, obviously. But I am going to be glad once the cards are online. On PTCGL, I should say. That way, I could test games online. And get I guess, more sufficient, if that's the word. I don't know if it's necessarily because I'm getting sufficient testing now, but like where I could queue up with friends online and say, hey, I need to test against this matchup. Here's what let's try this, as opposed to using a simulator or using cards that are proxied up. Online will definitely be pretty helpful. It'll be pretty helpful. Alright, so we did open Arvin. Cool. We have double X. We'll Arvin, get a Rotom into play. We'll put the Force Seal Stone onto it and draw 3. No big deal. No big deal. Is our opponent AFK? Low-key, our opponent might be AFK. So we might just be on a default 10-0. So we won't count that as a win. We'll still be 9-0. Aiden, somewhat new as well. Started playing a few months ago. Is it possible to change username on TCG Player Live? As of right now, I don't think you could change your username unless you email support ticket to TPCI, like the Pokemon Company. Because when you make your like trainer account or like that login account, that is like the username it gives you, and it's kind of like grayed out on your trainer profile, like online. Because I know I wish I could change mine too, but yeah, I think you might be locked into it for now, unless they're updating a way to change usernames and stuff like that. But if you like changed accounts, oh no, because you can't do you trade anymore either, so I wouldn't want you to lose all your cards. Yeah, mine's like tied in to like my play Pokemon profile, like all of that is tied in together, so like my player ID's locked into it. I've tried to change it before and just couldn't, so I'm stuck with mine. But that was on PTCGO. I haven't tried to change it on PTCGL, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. I think you might have to email a support ticket to like Pokemon Company International, that's TPCI, and see if there's a way to, but I don't think there is, unfortunately, and it's like kind of a bummer. Familiar. If live was super ironed out of bugs and everything, would you prefer to play IRL or online more? I would still prefer playing IRL, just in general, because all of our tournaments are in IRL, like regionals are IRL. For example, Worlds is going to be IRL, so it's good to kind of practice within the time frame and play IRL. Plus, I have more fun actually playing with the cards IRL, even if live wasn't bugged online. Also, I think like part of the game that you can do IRL that you can't do online is like you can read your opponents. So while you're playing and you're like, man, I know my opponent only has a 3-card hand. Should I Iono this turn or add Marnie, whatever, some sort? Should I hand disrupt this turn because they have game next turn, or is their hand dead and I'm okay to boss's order something, take a big knockout, and then win the game next turn? You can't read your opponents online. Like, there's reads you can have in real life where you could kind of read the strength of their hand, kind of read body language on what they want to do next. There's things like that that work, for me at least, being able to read my opponent. And then I just have a lot more fun IRL just in general. Obviously, like, the regionals, the ICs, you know, worlds, tournaments, stuff like that. I love the atmosphere of all the amazing, you know, people that are there. All the people that are there for the same reason and cause, to just play Pokemon. I like the atmosphere of it as a whole. I like competing in general because I'm a competitive person. But even just testing IRL, I like a lot better. And there's Lugia. So our streak comes to an end at 10-0, technically 9-0, because this is an auto loss. We did not tech for it. And low-key, I might not even play it. Play it out. We'll see. But yeah, that's at least my thoughts. Familiar. I'd still play IRL more for sure. But I do wish they would iron out live a little bit and kind of fix some of the bugs, which I feel like they do slowly. You know, it's gotten better. Yeah, we just don't win this game like ever. Well, flute. We try to strand this for a bit, I guess. But not really gonna help. Should I try to like flute again and see if I can hit another Pokemon? I guess fan would be like cool to move energies, low key. Yeah, hold on. Maybe we could do something here. Hold on. Let me think. They can't hit this if I bring it active, right? Is there a way for me to retreat? I can force Seal Stone for a switch card. Okay. There's no way for them to hit this if I bring it active, as of right now. So we'll fan here. We're gonna do this. Ah, there's no Rotom. I didn't check for that because I was so mad we were playing against Lugia. So instead, we're gonna start Alchemy for the Heavy Ball. Which means if we do that, we cannot switch out of this, unfortunately. Which is fine, I guess. Rotom's actually going to be more important here. We'll try to stick him again with a flute. Yes. Huge. Put the Lumen down. Okay, hold on. We're not teched for Lugia, but we might have a shot, y'all. We might have a shot, y'all. Because this is going to take a big energy commitment and can only attack every other turn. I'll put that in the deck after I draw. I don't need to do it right now. Then again, I'm saving the gear. That way I can see 8 straight cards. I don't want to play it now. See 7, shuffle back in, and then top deck, because then you could draw one of the cards you shuffled back in, like I've been saying the whole time. But for anyone that's like new or just joined, that's why you don't gear or until after you instant charge if you're looking for specific supporters. Our opponent just read the win. Cool. All right. So put another Lax down. They don't play X amount of item cards. So we could Erica something, like something not useful. Like that'd be cool. Oh no. I wish we still had Sydney. We could pop the Legacy and the Jet next turn, but oh, they play one canceling clone too. Okay, interesting. So no dice there. This isn't getting KO'd, so I don't want to draw into it yet. We'll just instant charge. So this Lax is going to go down. We'll move the energy to Luminion. And then can I just keep bringing up Luminion? We have to get over 4 Jets. Or like Loki, I could put in the Cornerstone, but I know they're playing the one of canceling clone. So I need to get rid of the canceling clone first. So I would need to gear into an Eerie, and then that play would work. Oh, I guess we're just going to burn the clone now. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yo, are we actually going to beat a Lugia without teching for Lugia? That was crazy. And if they Summoning Star? Okay. They have 2 chops. Okay. We could potentially... No, they still have the room for 1 chenow. If the other flute wasn't prized and we got lucky and hit, like, another irrelevant Pokemon, like an Iron Hands or something, to put down here, we'd have a better shot. But we used both flutes already that we have access to. We play 3, but 1's prized. So I could try to Silene 1 and try to do it again. We just got to get through 4 Jet. If we can get through 4 Jet, we can strand the Lumen. No, because they could Legacy and get the Lumen off the board. Shoot. Trying to think. The only thing we could do is like keep bringing this up and hiding behind like this and Mimikyu. And this attacks like every other turn. Because here's the thing. Whatever... If we move an energy right now onto a Blood Moon, that's just helping them attack. And if we move one of the energies to a Lumen, it's going to get shuffled back into the deck. So, like... Alright, so they're prepping the Blood Moon now. I think I'm just going to feed them the Cornerstone for right now. Yeah. Alright, see what they grab off Irida. Hopefully Manaphy. Just like they randomly play a Manaphy. They don't, but I can like dream. Does Fan familiar? Does Fan take effect before the fish shuffles itself back in? So order of operations would be attack. You do the damage of the attack. That would get fulfilled, so 120. Then it would be effects of the attack. But the Fan is part of the effect. Hold on, let me read Fan again more closely. I'll give you an answer right now. Yes, fish would shuffle because, so Fan's the item, even if it's knocked out. What would happen would be you would attack, you would get damage calculation of the attack, so fish would do 120. Then you would resolve the effects of the attack, so shuffle this Pokemon, all cards attached into your deck, and then Fan would take into effect. So fish would get around Fan. But we're not teched for Lugia, so I don't know what we're going to do here, y'all. Josh, what's up? Yeah, okay, Josh. Yeah, fish shuffles before Fan. Yeah. See? Josh, he knows. Josh, my goat. We are going to play an Arvin. Okay. So, my plan is... I actually don't know what the plan is, guys. Really don't. But I will... Cape. I guess I could hold on to a counter catcher for now. This is just so bad. Oh, we are going to Cape Rotom so it survives. We are going to shuffle you back in. Lugia can't hit this, so we're okay for right now. No one's in charge. The problem is we didn't... If we had one more flute and we hit something that wasn't this. Because now they could retreat the Lugia, power this up, smoke us, and they're down to 3 prize cards. Josh, our UG stuff came in today? Sweet, thank you. Shout out Ultimate Guard. I don't know where it is on this jersey. I think it's on the back or something. Shout out Ultimate Guard if you guys can see it. If you can see it. Shout out Ultimate Guard. But cool, yeah, thank you, Josh. Definitely need that stuff before Hawaii. And then I could always just get it from him at some point. Alright, so they're continuing for 2. Okay, how many energies in play? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, they're probably playing 16. So there's 5 energies left to account for. Can we wall long enough? Is a question. So here's the Lax, alright? They have jet energies, and they have a ton of them. What is our best play here? We know they can get through the Mimikyu. So let's just get another Lax down. We know they have jet energies. So... Counter Catcher. Bring this up. I know they have the Legacy Energy in hand, so I don't want them to shuffle fish back in the deck. So we're going to do that. I think we're going to Penny and pick up Rotom, too. I think it's our only way. Yeah, we have to. We have to Penny up the Rotom. Does Cape here do anything? Probably, no, yeah. No, special roll doesn't matter. Lugia. It would matter if they bring up Lugia. Okay. Guys, see what happens when you don't tech for Lugia? This. But like I said, if I saw Lugia, I was willing to just take the L today. And I was like, it is what it is. Josh, think if you have people over this weekend test, you want to grab then? Yeah, possibly, actually. Depends what day. Because I know I do have some stuff going on this weekend, so it depends what day. Otherwise, yeah, if my brother ends up getting it, I could always just grab it from him. It's not a big deal. Amanda, yo, game over. It is game over. I was 10-0 with Lax, and then I ran to Lugia. Who's still playing Lugia? I'm just kidding. Lugia is actually pretty decent. What can I do? 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 This chenow is the problem, because we can't just sit behind the cornerstone. I guess handheld fans would be sick right here. Go like fan, switch cart, and like we could move the energy and make them keep putting energies somewhere else. Like that's kind of funny, right? We could like keep fanning the energy to like different things, and like I don't know though if they. Ooh, there's 2 jets right here though. I didn't even notice that. So they have 2 jet left. Okay, there's 2 jet energies left, but like if we keep fanning the energy somewhere like irrelevant. No, they held a jamming tower. No. If you cheat and bring up Ursaluna with cape, you don't die to this rat. I know, but then, Josh, they put another one on it. That's why I was scared. Why is there a jamming tower? That literally ruined everything. My plan was so thought out. No. No, no, no. Oh my gosh. This plan was literally perfect until that happened. Okay. Let's have to penny up this lax. Give him this lax. Put this one down. Oh, this is gonna get KO'd. I totally forgot about the jamming tower. I was just crying about jamming tower. Okay. Well, we're gonna need to put 2 pennies back in because we're gonna have to penny loop here. Does my opponent have boss's orders? Probably. So I don't want to rote. Actually, low-key, I could rote. No, I can't rote him. I can't rote him. I can't. But I need to find a way to bump this stadium. That's what's killing me right now. Alright, if you have boss, you have boss. This is a bad matchup anyway. If you have boss, you have it. Well, you have it anyway. But if you have boss, you have it much easier. But then if they retreat, we could bring up the other chops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So that's 12. 12 energies. Let's bring up your other chops, huh? Yeah, we'll bring that guy up. Do we put down Mimikyu? I want to put down another Lax. But, like, I don't have another Lax. There's nothing I could discard from their hand, but I don't have a... I mean, I could Silene like a Lax to the top of the deck. That might be better than Eerie right now. Oh, I should have pennied Rotom. Whoops. I totally forgot. They're at 2. Okay, I just lost. Y'all. My bad. I just lost myself the game. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? I'm selling. I'm a salesman. Literally selling. I just lose to boss. I just zoned out. They definitely have boss. I literally just... Oh my gosh. What am I doing? I was supposed to penny this first. That was so bad. So bad. It's okay. We're still 10-0 because Lugia doesn't count. We didn't tech for Lugia, so we're undefeated. We're chilling. Right? That's how that works, guys? I think. It's fine. Lugia is not real right now, so... We're not worried about Lugia. Like, if people are still playing Lugia... we're not going to see it at Worlds or in Hawaii, so we're not worried about it. Right? Nah, Lugia's fine. We just didn't... like I said, I'm not going to tech for Lugia. Like, if we see it, we see it. We'll take the L. And we still actually almost won. with no text, which is crazy. So we are 10-1 with lags. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. It's fine. But yeah, no, Lugia actually will probably see play at Worlds, and I actually don't think it's that bad of a play. The thing that worries me is the same thing that's always worried me with Lugia in this format. It's just its consistency. But I don't think it's a bad play. I think it's fine. Oh, another Lugia? It's man. But yeah, it's fine into most of the meta. And it can adapt. Like, it could play 2 V-Guard energies. That will help it for the Regidrago matchup. Like, that'll be pretty good. So, Josh said Lugia's a terrible deck. Josh, I'm just kidding. I know you've been saying. It's fine. Like, Lugia's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I liked it a lot more heading into EUIC. That's why I played it at EUIC. I really liked it into EUIC. I don't know if I necessarily like it now as much. I'm not even going to play this out, low-key. Wait. Let me see what hit off Flute first. Yeah, I'm not playing this out. And they're playing the wrong version. You're supposed to be playing Alex Szymanski's and list with that Alex Kreckler played at NAIC. No Rats, Double Vessel, Lightning Energy, and Iron Hands. You guys are playing the wrong version, okay? You're not supposed to be playing the Chinchinos anymore. Josh plays Dango and Dango only. IRL, Aiden, I play everything. I always have every deck built in the standard format that is relevant, or at least have the cards available to build the cards relevant in the standard format. Because I think from a tournament to tournament basis, sometimes even a week to week basis, decks kind of change in the pecking order, and I like playing what I think is a good call for a certain event. So for example, one regional or 1 week even, Charizard EX might seem like a really good play and one of the best decks to play at a tournament. But then when the meta shifts a little bit, becomes hostile and starts teching for Charizard, Charizard EX might not be the best played next week or for the next regional or next big tournament. So you need to be ready to shift on a dime to another deck. So I personally don't stick to one deck. I always change and play the decks that I believe are going to be the best for the tournament at the time. Familiar, imagine hit 5 mons off the flute. Yo, goated. That's the only way I win right there. If Guardy gets down the Flutter Mane right here, we're gonna have a tough time. So we gotta, like, try to fill their bench before they do. We have to. Alright. So we'll see what we do. But yeah, Aiden, I would grab my bag if it was here. I could show you I have a plethora of decks always ready to go. Maybe I'll grab it here in a second. Once I at least finish my turn here. So we'll at least heavy ball. We'll be able to see. Oh, we prized all the laxes. Good thing we had the heavy ball right away. We're going to thin the deck out a little bit. We're going to get the Rotom first, and then we're going to gear so we can find the Arven. See? Order of operations. Works every time. It doesn't work every time. I'm just saying, if you play your cards and sequence correctly, you give yourself the best odds and best chances to hit what you're trying to hit or find what you are looking for. I'm going to Flute Manaphy onto the bench. Dang. Thought it was going to work. They have the Turo, though, so that's fine. We have this here. Can't let this die to a Scream Tail. And we'll just instant charge. Oh, Klefki's active. So don't mind my minor error there, guys. But yeah, usually, Aiden, I have all the decks available to go. I'm looking for my Pokemon bag. Give me a sec. Alright, Aiden. So, here's my backpack. This is usually what I roll up with to a Pokemon event, whether that be regional or local level. But as a starting point, when I go roll up to an event or playing a major, for example, right now, these are my decks built for the World Championships that I'm testing. So, first thing is first. This is like Lost Box ready to go in case I'm playing it. That one will be ready. It's one of the choices. Okay, I have my turn here still, so we're not gonna get anything actually. We're actually gonna spike something off my opponent's Erica's. Do we want Monkey Dory in play though? Like, do we? Maybe, because then they can't, like... Now we could do this, and then... But if they put down Flutter Mane, we just lose, so... At least we get instant charge. So we have that. I have... Speaking of the Regidrago matchup, Aiden. It's another deck ready to go in case it's needed. Regidrago. Let's see what else. But yeah, this is usually what like I do into events. We obviously have good old Charizard ready to go if need be. And then, last but not least, and yes, this is what I'm considering for the World Championships. Gardy, ready to go if need be. And then, like I said, I always have the ability, in case, to build something else if it comes up. And then, like Josh said, Joshua R. Frank said, my lovely teammate and my goat, you know Dango is always ready to go, no matter what. See, Josh, you knew. It's always ready, no matter what. And then, this is all in the backpack, by the way, Aiden, at all times. All times, always ready to go, just in case. And then, in case all else fails, yeah, Josh, you're psychic. By the way, this is all thanks to Ultimate Guard. Shout out UG, Ultimate Guard. Awesome sponsors for the Shuffle Squad here. I have my Hive with all the other decks if need be. And if not, this side's going to be decks in the meta. This side is going to be partial decks and then cards to build decks or that have tech cards if I need to change a list or something for a tournament. So, long story short, to answer your question, I wouldn't say I necessarily play one specific deck. It's more so a deck that will work for the meta overall. We're just going to charge. It's more so I'll play what I think is going to be a good call for the tournament, so that can change at any given time, any given day, week, etc. The competitive metagame of Pokemon is constantly shifting. Decks are going to tech for best decks in format. They're going to tech for bad matchups. So it's always kind of like a never-ending cycle. But Regidrago seems to be the hardest matchup for you right now. For Charizard, if I remember, you said you were playing Charizard right now. Yeah, that makes sense. Regidrago does have a good Charizard matchup. So it definitely is a tougher one for you. Can't blame you for having that matchup be difficult. It is a tough one, you know. So this Lax is going down, but thanks to good old Adrena Brain, we can move this Dark Energy to somewhere that is not, or not thanks to Adrena Brain. I'm saying we could turn off Adrena Brain because of our handheld fan, and we can move the energy, the Dark Energy off of this, and I think we're going to put it to a Curlia. That's cool. Misfortune Sister's not really going to help us right now. I needed that counter catcher. That's going to Curlia. So there's 3 Psychics accounted for already. 4, 5. Okay. So this is coming up. We do this. We know counter catcher's over there at the bottom of the deck somewhere. Just hanging out. Don't really want to play any of these supporters, but we'll play Misfortune Sisters. That is irrelevant. I need a counter catcher to bring something active. So we'll just Star Alchemy. Did not want to burn it yet, but it's okay. We will bring up our friend Curlia. And we will draw 3 cards. Josh, you are a psychic indeed. You know the dangle's always up and ready to go. Always. But yeah, this will probably be my last one here for the night, y'all. I do got some stuff to do still. And then, yeah, that'll just do it for me tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in, whether you just got here, you've been here the whole time. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Watching us go 10-1 with Lax, about to be 11-1, because I'm going to figure out a way to beat this Gardy. We did beat 2 before, so hopefully we can beat our 3rd. But yeah, I appreciate it a ton. I know everyone over at the Shuffle Squad and my beautiful teammates and wonderful people of the Shuffle Squad. Also appreciate you guys tuning in and supporting the channel. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much to each and every one of you. What is our opponent doing? But it really does mean a lot, so thank you guys. You bought 4 all dangle. You can't. Hey, I don't blame you. I got 4 too. They're just hanging out in the binder though, just to look at. But see, you never know. That goes crazy out of nowhere. Josh, thank you for calling me beautiful. You're welcome, Josh. Where's your Amanda? You are beautiful. I'll tell you every day. You are incredible. And thank you. Special shout out to you, Amanda, for always supporting me so I can always do all things Pokemon. I know traveling to all these events gets crazy and hectic throughout the year, and I would not be able to do it without you or without your support, so thank you. Alright, so our opponent didn't do much. They can't attach retreat, so like, that's good. But what are we going to do right now? I don't really need much of much right now, but like I want to cape that Snorlax so it doesn't get KO'd. I don't really need Nest Ball. I really need the Switch card. Don't need the Pal Pad. Honestly, we could gear for a different supporter. I want to hit another Misfortune Sisters. Here's a charge. Alright, chilling. Familiar. Did you get the jersey for the puppy of Pooh? Oh, for Pumbaa? Not yet. But I'm gonna get it for good old little Pumbaa. Don't worry. This matchup seems hard. What's your tips? The matchup is difficult if the Gardy player is going to play it correctly. So having both Klefki and Fluttermane makes it difficult, especially if they're both in play, because they can retreat. So as long as our opponent has 1 energy in the discard pile, we can never strand those Pokemon active, because that will shut off Snorlax's ability. They could Psychic Embrace retreat. Really, my advice would be you have to get them to spread their energy. So if a Guardy player is playing the matchup correctly, which I think our opponent is, notice they're not spreading energy here. If you could get them to spread their energy, eventually they might not have enough energy to close the game and fire off meaningful attacks, and then you could penny loop them and win the game from there. So we're going to Eerie. We're definitely getting rid of your Super Rod. What else you got in hand there? The Turo. So our opponent plays 2 Turo. Okay. And then we will instant charge. All right, give me 2 seconds. But yeah, my best advice on the matchup would be you want to strand something active. Obviously, they can't attack. Klefki and Fluttermane are your worst nightmares because they can always retreat. But getting your opponent to spread their energy, which they're kind of doing here, but we know they play 2 Turo. So, honestly, we're probably going to lose this one. Probably going to lose this one. But yeah, Kirlia is a pretty good stall target. The thing is, once they evolve, like see here, they have both. Guardiolus should be playing 2 Turo, so they should be able to consistently cycle it. And what I want to do, I don't want to bring this Curly up because they Turo it and free up this dark energy. So I actually want to bring up this Guardy. But then see, they could do that and evolve. We'll actually bring up the Screamtail. We'll actually bring up Screamtail. There's nothing much else I want to do or get, really, at this moment in time. Kind of cool just chilling, low-key. But yeah, Kirlia is a good stall target, but it is easy for them to Turo and pick it up. And our opponent already kind of misplayed. A good Guardy player into this matchup should have never had 3 Kirlia out in the first place. There are much better things to do in the matchup, obviously, than to bench or to just evolve into 3 Kirlia. There's better things they could do. And actually did help. Some of the students I coached that played Gardevoir were able to beat their Snorlax matchups recently. So there's definitely Snorlax, you're more reactive, I guess, to what your opponent is doing. There's no really specific text for this matchup per se. More so, you're just reactive to what your opponent's doing, and you have to try playing around and off of that. So, like, they played 2 Iono. We did get one of the rods, which is cool. We know they have 1 rod left. Energy-wise, we know they still have 2 Turos. We know they have a Dark left. Oh, there's 2 Dark in play now. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 energies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. So that should be all of their allotted energy. 7 Psychic, 2 Dark. But they still have 2 Turos, so they're going to be able to free up some of these energies. And they're going to be able to free up a Screamtail. Yeah, so there's 1. That's one of the energies they were able to free up, and a bench space. Now, Manaphy is in the discard pile. I do have enough to put it into play and to force another Turo to be played. Gardevoir list shouldn't be playing a Pal Pad, so our opponent shouldn't have a Pal Pad. They should only have a second Turo. If they don't bench anything here, they probably will bench the Fluttermane, though, because they are playing this matchup pretty well, I would say, for the most part. If they don't, we do have the Switch Cart, Nest Ball for the Mantine. We have the Fire Energy. Yeah, okay, so they're definitely not going to do that. So, we cannot put the Manaphy into play. Like I said from the beginning, we more than likely will lose this game. This is going to be a tough one for us to win here. We don't have a counter catcher, which is pretty bad. We can maybe Iono into a counter catcher. I know we Iono'd one to the bottom of the deck, so I want to shuffle the deck before we play Iono. Now, there is a way we might be able to save a turn, because they don't have super good attackers right now. We can actually put down the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon now. And as of right now, they don't have a Pokemon besides the Ralts that could hurt it. So we're going to put that into play. Then we will play the Iono. So we still miss the counter catcher. No big deal. And the next turn, we can at least penny one of the Snorlaxes up, and we might be okay. So for a little bit, we'll be fine. Luxray, less good in Lax, because you don't have... Or you don't have to search out Lux was DTE. Oh, I missed something. Yeah, you don't want to be drawing against a Snorlax. Is Luxray a good tech? Yeah, well, what Josh said. Luxray is not as good in Snorlax because you don't have a reliable way to, like, search it. That's more of a tech card you could play in Control. Like, Control and Lax Stall are kind of... They're, like, two different things. Okay, so they have 3 energy allotted for. Like I said, mostly your deck is just kind of reactive to what your opponent's doing, because they kind of have to figure out how they're going to swing around your walls, how they're going to retreat, how they're going to gust things up, how they're going to get prizes, and then your job is to kind of react onto what they are doing. So right now, my opponent has nothing on board that is going to be able to hit me, besides Ralts for 10 damage, which they'd have to do 26 times. By then they'd deck out, because I'll Chi you. So... As of right now, I'm okay just chilling, hanging out. Until my opponent puts something else into play. Like the Screamtail that they got rid of. And we know they're down at least 1 Super Rod. Or the Drifloon. But, because their energy's so spread right now, they can't take a one-shot on me. So, as of right now, we're okay. Now we can penny, pick up the heavily damaged Snorlax. We don't need to put it back down, actually. I could Palpad just the penny and Iono, but I feel like that's a little irrelevant right now. So we will go ahead and just pass turn. Danilo, hey bro, good night to Brazil. Hey! Good night to Brazil. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Brazil. Truly do appreciate it. Hopefully you got some cool games out here on our little 10-game win streak. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Okay, is Stall less good because of the new Swiss format? Like, yes and no. Yes. Force them to use a Turo. So that's both the Turos. But what I was going to say is yes and no. You still have a best of 350 minutes at the regional level and higher. So you still do have the time. Uh-oh. Do they have enough? They can only put 3 unless they have their other Brave Charm. Which then it's a KO, goes to 1. But that's both their Turos. Their energy would be spread out pretty thin. We should be able to boss stall this Guardy. But we don't have a boss's orders. Oh no. Or a counter catcher. But yeah, I don't think it's less good. I still think it's definitely viable. Are you saying because of how the ties are affecting the new day 1? Hit your top deck Arvin. Yeah, easy, right here. Arvin. It's a penny. I mean, I could penny this up. Go into Lax with a cape for now. I could penny it up and go into Lax with a Brave Charm, actually. Alright, how many outs do we have to Gust? If we just Gust, we might be able to just win from here. 2 Arvin, 3 Gears, 2 Catchers. Like, come on. We got a lot we could do here. Go ahead and just penny this up. Go here. Go here. want to rebench that. Did they use their boss? They did, so I could definitely rebench it. It's safe. So here's like the thing. Their last 3 psychics are in the discard pile, so we can't strand anything as of right now. But we might be able to get to a point. Oh, Iono! Thank you, opponent. We might be able to get to a point in the game where we can counter catch or stall a Curlia. Alright, we have 2 gears. Alright. We could hit an Arvin. That's the only way, because you can't grab counter catcher off gear. And that was the worst 6 cards we could have drawn. Here's card number 7. It's another gear. Arvin! Thank you. Alright. So we're chilling. Arvin. We grab a counter catcher. But, here's the issue now. If we do bring up a Curlia, Slap takes a knockout on our Snorlax. So, what I want to do to actually make my force, again, what I was saying is you could force your opponent to spread the energy out. I'm going to bring Ralts into the active. They will have to Psychic Embrace one of the energies onto it. So then there's only 2 Psychics left. And at that point, the one Dark's committed to Curlia, the other Dark's in the discard pile. Until they find their last Super Rod, if we don't hit it, we should be fine. This Ralts won't knock us out. Next turn we can Penny and go into here. So we might be okay. They have to commit an energy onto this Ralts now. Then this survives. Ties are bad for day 1. Yeah, I feel like ties, though, in general, were always bad for day 1. I always tried to not tie. So, I don't think it really changes anything. You just have to win your best of 1 50-minute game if you're playing Lax. It's Chiyu Jerrick with Cape. It is Chiyu time with Cape, but I can't get to that right now as much as I wanted to. But I am going to Penny this Lax. And then, I actually don't know what I'm going to do. I would like to hit an Arvin off to one of these. Okay. Ooh. I could try to hit their Super Rod low-key. Hold on. Let's see. Super Rod in hand. Oh, it's a heavy ball. They have another Iono. Okay, so I knew this Lax was going down. What am I doing next turn? I think my opponent wins now for sure. I needed to, like, gust up this Guardy, because my opponent only has 2 Psychics and discard. I had to gust this Guardy up this turn. That was, like, my only way. Because now my opponent just wins low-key. I'm going to put the Arvins back. Yeah, my opponent just wins now. I don't think I can win. I had to gust this turn. I don't know how, like, our hand was pretty dead like that, but... Because, yeah, what Josh was saying, which I did want to do, once their energy is kind of allocated everywhere, they don't have a way to knock out a Chiyu with a Hero's Cape in one shot, so I'd be able to just kind of mill them out. But now... Man, I got them to use both their Turos, too. That's crazy. Is there any reason to not have Pal-Padded double Arvin before the gear? No, there was no reason. I should have. And I just didn't. But yes, I should have. Pal-Padded before the gear, you're correct. I think I was just too tunnel visioned on one play. This like doesn't help me now. I needed that last turn. Let's see. They could just attach 2 to the Guardy and then retreat. So like that doesn't help me. I have to save that counter catcher for when I can Penny and then counter catcher something else up. Alright, this survives a turn though. The thing is though, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's all their energies. No, but they hit the rod. They hit the rod. I had to hit the rod off of Misfortune Sisters or an Eerie. Okay, they only put the Dark back, which is fine, though, because they could Psychic Embrace twice to Guardy and then attach the Dark for turn. So there's no way I can physically win this game now. And they Iono me out of Penny Catcher. Opponent. How many Iono do you have? It should be your fourth. So annoying, though, because now I lose. Because I don't have Penny. I mean, I could counter catch or something, but now they just Psychic Embrace both and retreat. That is so annoying. Opponent just wins now, for sure. There's nothing I can do. I don't have a switch card anymore. Oh my gosh. This just gets KO'd. I mean, I could retreat, but like... Okay, let's think. Let's put one of the Laxes back, okay? I'll save that for Chiyu. We will Artisan for this Lax. We bought a turn. Okay. We bought a turn. I'm gonna fan. Now if I want to bring up the Guardy, this Guardy, so I could move one of its energies to like a Ralts or something. Make it like irrelevant. Because I know there's only one Dark Energy left. 2 Turo's gone. Both Rods gone. There is no Pal Pad. There's no switching cards. Okay. We're going to bring up this Gardevoir. No. If I bring this Guardy up and my opponent goes to it and retreats, they just hit me again with the Drifloon. But if I bring this Guardy up, they only have to put on 1 and retreat, and it frees up another energy. Kirlia has a Dark, so it wouldn't free up anything. Yeah, I think I bring up Kirlia. Force them to retreat. Right? I don't know. Guardian Demons Unite, Josh. Why would we not? That's what I was saying. I think Kirlia's coming up for sure. That's what I was saying. What's the optimal control deck post Shrouded? Because Snorlax gets wrecked by Kyurem. I think Snorlax is fine with Kyurem. It doesn't matter. They discard their energy. They slap me for 30. We can move one of the energies. They don't retreat the Kirlia. They use their boss. There's 2 Rod, 2 Turo. I think we're just chilling. Right? They use both Turo. And both Guardies in play. Do I just win now? Like, because Kirlia can't retreat? What am I doing? Josh, they can't retreat. Yeah, Josh, I realized that afterwards. I think, I forgot about the second Turo. I forgot that Lax. They play Switch, watch. A Guardy with Switch. Yeah, I forgot they can't retreat with the Lax. But you're correct. They could have done that the second they used the second Turo. When did they use the second? Oh, I wanted to, right? But didn't I, like, not have Catcher? That's why I was looking for the Arven that turn. I think. Yeah, I was looking for the Arven that turn. When I should have double Palpad, or Palpad double Arven, then triple gear. Scoop up Cyclone incoming. Sweet. So that was a rough one, but we got through it. We got through it. I almost overthought it, though, and cooked myself. Am I playing tomorrow for Fable? I am, indeed. I've been testing a lot of Shrouded Fable for Worlds, but I've been testing it on, like, simulators, and then, like, IRL with proxies. So I think it'll be kind of cool to be able to play it online, finally. But yeah, I've been testing a lot of the format for Worlds, so really, really excited. Does Lax play neutral center over Cape or no? That's a good question. You know, I'm not sure, honestly. I'd have to run test games with both into the format to really see if I miss one more than the other, if that makes sense. I like playing X amount of games with a certain card if I'm thinking of swapping something, and then going from the data based off of that. Andrew, Tuturo, Cyclone, new meta. I mean, it's true. But like, Josh, did you say yeah, you auto Drago? Would you auto Drago though with neutral center? Like, I'm playing 2 Pokestop. But I think in the new format I would play 1 Pokestop. It could be, it could be wrong. I don't know. Neutral, I mean, Cape is really good too, though. That's a thing. I guess it would depend what I'm planning to see more of. I guess the answer to that question is, how's the meta going to shape up, right? If the meta is going to be a lot of Guardy, like Cape is probably just infinitely better, right? Josh, you are correct. Drago is not committing space to stadiums. I have committed space to 2 stadiums for Worlds, though. That's the spice. You heard it here first. And as of right now, it is 2 Pokestop. I have to show you because it's cool. And I like Regidrago going into Worlds. I really, really do. I know people are like hating on it and stuff, but I really like it going into the Worlds format. I think it's actually really strong. Stone in there, it's all I care about. Okay, cool. Do this. Nest. Stone. I'm really playing Bolt again. Because this is Bolt. I'll just hold the cape for now. Charge. Zard Clap. Zard's good too. Josh, Drago. Yeah, I know Drago has a massive target on its back. It gained popularity. It like surged in the last month, even more hype, which is crazy because that was like one of my sleeper picks. And like that was one of my sleeper picks for NAIC too. I just didn't think it was good enough at the NAIC format. But I thought adding Kyurem to it and stuff made it a lot stronger. And I really, really wanted to play it at Worlds, but I do know it has a target on its back. Most played deck. I could see that. I feel like, so it's going to be that or either Raging Bolt. I feel like a lot of the players that go into Worlds might be like, well, I'm just going to play Bolt because it's consistent. So like, I think Bolt will see a lot of play also. But yeah, I could see Drago being most played. For sure. I don't really know what my opponent's doing, question mark. So, I can do this. Fan. I'm gonna hit my opponent with a Misfortune Sisters. Now I want to hit him with an Eerie. Oh, we prize both Eerie? Rip. That's terrible. I didn't see that till earlier. It's fine, we'll hit Prime Catcher right here. I told you. I said I'll hit Prime Catcher right here. It's fine. See? Literally told you guys I was gonna hit Prime Catcher right there. It's not that hard, guys. It's really easy. So easy. You just gotta say what you want. Okay. Anyways, familiar. Zard with or without the new Mochi. For me, Zard, I'm currently testing without. Don't think it needs it. Clout. Yo, what's up, Dre? Never. Josh said I usually lurk. I'm a massive backseater. I feel that though. Josh. I tune into a lot too, and just I'm like, I don't need to say anything. I'm chilling. Do I need anything off the Arvin? Not really. Josh a goat. The read. I knew it'd be Prime Catcher because we prized our the Eries are gone. Alright, so we are playing against Raging Bolt. My opponent is discarding all of their Raging Bolts. So we're going to just Erica's something out of their hand in a bit here. So we'll go with this, just in the deck. And then we're going to Erica's the Squawkabilly next turn. He's in charge. We're just chilling. If my opponent's not going to pressure... So, like, they need to pressure me into doing something, right? And if they're not going to be pressuring me, then I don't have to do anything, and I can just set stuff up. So, Erica's Invitation. Not there. Erica's Invitation. Still not there. Okay. We're not going to Erica's this turn. It's cool. I will, however, try to Erica's again next turn. And then we are going to instant charge. Still no Erica's. Okay. Andrew, I'm not very prepared for Worlds. Well, you know, I could have... That was assumed. That was assumed. Like Familiar said, you can start testing tomorrow on live. See, no big deal. We'll burn the heavy ball because we know we prized our Eries. Both. Okay. Erica's Invitation. Oh my goodness. No Erica's at all? Fine, I guess I'll flute the Squawkabilly. Oh my gosh. Still no? We'll just gotta start putting stuff down. I have too many cards in hand. My opponent, you gotta do something, man. You can't just let me say we're 38 cards. Yeah, true. You could start testing tomorrow in live. Even though this is pretty late to start testing. I'm surprised you haven't been testing on Simulator, any tabletop simulator, or even like IRL with proxies. I don't know. I feel like you definitely would have. Thank you for playing in Iono. Now you can put me into my Erica's. Oh my goodness. Still? Oh, sick. I can sit on Cornerstone, too. If they don't want to put a Bolt in play. I mean, that's on you, opponent. I would have put a Bolt in play and just started pressuring me. That's just me, though. You don't have to. I would have. Definitely, my opponent definitely should be pressuring me here. I don't know why they're not. You're, like, scared of my handheld fan? Like... Your little handheld fan. Honestly, though, Amanda bought a handheld fan when we were in Japan last year for Worlds. That thing was like the most clutch thing ever. And we were using it everywhere. And low-key, it is kind of built like this. Why can't I click the card? Oh my goodness. It is low-key built like this, too. Like almost exactly. So now another switch card in your hand. Don't worry, opponent, it's safe. I can't Eerie it. Both Eerie are in the prize cards, so you're good. Don't worry about it. Flute a Squawk. Shoot. Okay. We're not going to Flute a Squawk. I'm just going to start ripping Pokestop. I hit the Erica's. Flute. Greninja. Perfect. It's a great card to have in play. I was like, I need to get the Squawker like Ninja out. Now I'm chilling. We're fine. We could Pal Pad both sisters back in. Or sisters and an Erica, honestly. Our opponent hits us here. We'll move this to Greninja. And we'll just hang out. Then we'll put Mimikyu in the active and say, figure it out! We'll have Flutter Mane. Aha, here comes the Bolt. Okay. Opponent's doing stuff now. Josh, I'm built like that. Yeah, Amanda, I was just waiting for you. I didn't notice it was that much time. But yeah, this is my last game. We're gonna go 12-1 with Lax, and then you'll catch me playing Lax at Worlds. Duh. Farming with the Lax. I mean, the Lax has been going crazy. I can't lie. And like, he doesn't even do anything. Honestly, just sits there. This blocks the road. Like, look. Just hanging out. Not causing trouble. He's not hitting your Pokemon for 150 damage. Like, he's honestly a nice guy. Or gal. Which doesn't tell me if this Pokemon is male or female on the card. You know, like in the game, how they have the little symbols. When you catch a Pokemon, it could be male or female. This doesn't tell me. So, Snorlax, we'll say, is just a fun pal who is sitting there not trying to damage your Pokemon. Like, look at how nice Snorlax is, okay? Doesn't want to hurt anyone. Just sitting there, just hanging out. Didn't do anything, you know? Ooh, opponent. That's a really nice teal mask. You can keep it. I will put a Snorlax down. And I will instant charge, because you can't do anything. Josh, true, or a non-binary pal. Whatever pal, that's why it is just Snorlax. Whatever Snorlax is, I guess. Whatever a Snorlax is. What is a Snorlax? Like, you know how, like, Pikachu's modeled off a mouse? Like, what is Snorlax modeled? Oh, I forgot to penny up Rotom. Whoops. What is Snorlax modeled off of? My bad, y'all. I'm just playing sloppy now. Because it's... Like, what is this modeled off of? You know what I'm saying? Ironic Pokeflute went from Lax's counter in the game to its weapon in TCG. Exactly. So, Snorlax, it is not satisfied unless it eats over 880 pounds of food every day. When it is done eating, it goes promptly to sleep. Snorlax for you. Alright. Have fun hitting through Mimikyu, opponent. Here is a fan. That was a terrible attachment, actually. Alright, let's stop sleeping. Yeah, Lax, wake up, bro. Josh, William Howard Taft, is that what Snorlax modeled off of? Cloud actually was designed after one of the Pokemon creators. Really? Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. Familiar, just a weird-looking dog, I guess. Eric, when are you getting... I will be getting there on Tuesday, the week of the World Championships. So that Tuesday. The Google machine says it was my... Oh, so... Yeah, you were right. Oh, I learned something new every day. Thanks, Dre. Oh, my goodness. My opponent's just going to boss around everything and KO me. Because I wasn't thinking. Alright. You know what, opponent? If you have boss again, you have boss again. Triple boss, low-key? I don't know why you didn't remove an energy off the active, bro. Because now, all your lightning energies are going to be accounted for. And this one is going to go to Greninja. How many have you used? You've used only 2 Sada. Okay. So my opponent more than likely has another boss's orders. So I should penny and pick this up. But I won't. Instead, you come here. And, do I need anything? I could penny this up, right? There's no way they play clone. Yeah, let's do that. Figure it out. You knew without Googling it, though. Yeah, Dre, yeah, I know that. Some boss have tons of useless Pokemon knowledge. When is Worlds again? The weekend, yeah, August 16th. So, yeah, about 2 weeks. And Worlds will go down, and that'll be the close of yet another Pokemon season. Then we're on to 2025, which I know I was talking about it earlier. The registration for the first regional of the new season was up earlier this evening, so like that's pretty exciting. But yeah, just on to a new season of Pokemon after we crown another world champion. Be cool if it was me. Obviously, I'm gonna try my best, and I am gonna play my best, and play the deck that I feel would be the best call for the tournament, and do the best that I can. You know, see where it gets me. Be cool to be crowned a champion one day. Opponent, I'm gonna Chi-Yu in a second, but they're digging pretty deep. Do they play a canceling clone? Wait, I could Chi-Yu now anyway because you left yourself with 2 cards. I lied. They're playing Palpad. Okay. Because they can Sada or attach here onto the Flutter Mane and retreat. What do I do if they do that, though? Let me think here. They got all grass and a fighting energy. Are they just trying to deck themselves? So that'd be really funny. Just get yourself to 2. Get yourself to 2. Get yourself to 2. Yes. You can win the game with Chi-Yu. I actually don't think they had an answer, though, to, like, Lone Mimikyu. I know they could have, like, Flutter Mane, hit it for 90, but then I would have benched Lax, Penny, put up the Lax, Counter Catcher, bring up Greninja, and then pass. Hoping it's one of the TSS homies and not me. Yeah, Dre, same, me too. Hopefully, TSS member is able to take down the World Championships. That would be awesome. Uh-oh, does this KO me now? No, right? Am I tweaking? This isn't the one that adds more damage, right? It's the future booster. Oh, my opponent was digging for the Lost Vacuum. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. They were digging for the Lost Vac. I guess I should have just benched that other Snorlax in case that happened, because I could have won with Chi-Yu in the next turn or two anyway, but it's okay. It is what it is. We'll take a 12-2 Lax record for the day and retire Lax. But, as always, everyone that tuned in, thank you guys so much for being here with me, hanging out. Truly appreciate all of you. Hopefully, out of those 15 or so games, I mean, we did rack up a lot of wins. Hopefully we're able to learn a little something about Lax. I know it's boring. Not always the most exciting deck to play against. But, like I said, it is still a viable strategy in the Pokemon TCG. So, you do need to be ready for it whenever you see it. Or, be ready for it if you decide to play that style of deck yourself. But, as always, thank you so much for me and everyone over at the Shuffle Squad. Thank you guys for tuning in, as we truly do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. If you are going to be in Hawaii for Worlds, whether as a competitor or a spectator, or just to be there in general, I will see you there. And if not, I will see, I did register for Baltimore, so I'll see you guys in Baltimore. Definitely say what's up if I see you there. If not, if I see you somewhere, either A, at locals, a different tournament, somewhere on the online Pokemon space, do that as well. And then if you want any coaching from me or need any of my socials, they're all in the links down below. My Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it now. My coaching links are on there. Definitely drop me a follow if you're not already. You can message me on there. But my DMs have been like tweaking lately. It'll show me I have like alerts, but I can't get to them. So if that happens, just definitely at me or reply to one of my posts or something. And then we can talk all things Pokemon there for sure. Bye, Goat Josh. How do you Snorlax win against Arc Control? Chris, it's kind of a tough... Arc decks are a pretty tough matchup in general. You kind of have to tech for those, so you'd have to play, like, Hammers, Temple of Sinnohs, but... Yeah, that matchup is kind of an L. But Arc decks are not really popular right now, so... I wouldn't worry too much about seeing an Arc deck in general. Familiar, thank you for tuning in, as always. But yeah, everyone have a good night, good morning, wherever you are, whatever part of the world. Like I said, definitely check out my socials, coaching links below, and then you can check out all the awesome sponsors of the Shuffle Squad in the links down below. Definitely give them a click. You need anything, they're great. And then you can use code, there's like TSS Win, TSS 5, depending on which sponsor you go to, and you can save yourself some money when ordering something from one of our sponsors. But As always, appreciate all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.